Spicy out today. A little spicy. Cold water though. Who would have thought living out of a backpack be so uncomfortable all the time? You know? It's crazy. What's up, Emily? How you living? Hope you're doing swell. What up, Cat 2 man? Catman 2. Fucking hot. I gotta cool off here. Met up with 3 other train riders. They're all fucking brand spanking new. I just fucking told them everything I could possibly think of for safety. But we got a power bank charging at a convenience store over here. Let me charge it up in the back. So I had one outlet. I don't want to go in there with a power strip and take advantage and all that shit. So got one power bank charging. So I'll be good to go in about 3 hours. Be good to get out of here tonight. So if I can hop with them, you know, fucking give them a heads up. Have the newest one hop with me, and the more experienced one hop with the other one. We shall see how everything plays out. Got some new ink? Hell yeah, little ink therapy. Cat 2 man, thank you for the repost. Send you a Power Ranger? Which one? Which color? Oh, power bank, you mean? I gotta know what to send it to, homie. I appreciate the thought, H2O. What's up? It's all on the wrist. Good to see you, homie. So nice fucking meeting you. Yeah, I got to meet up with 2 folks yesterday, you and Mary. They're both very fucking pleasurable encounters. You guys are awesome. It's time to get the fudge out of Sacramento. I just gotta fucking wait for this power bank to charge around 4 o'clock. I'll go grab that. It should be close to full. I got my nice power brick with my Type-C, the Type-C charger. Should go pretty quick. As long as no one steals it, I'll be happy. It's a main concern. I'll be none the wiser. The store's fucking over here. You know, I'm looking at it, but I won't know if anyone grabs that thing. No, I just left Southern California, man. I just left SoCal. Did Palm Springs to LA, LA to Bakersfield, all the way up to Sacramento through I-99. After the Grapevine and all that, you know, like Modesto, Merced, Tulare. Fresno's a fun time. Sacramento's been good too. It's all whatever. No matter where I go, I'm having a good time. Trade a bunch of magic cards for your next tattoo appointment. Hell yeah. I'm going to Southern California. No, I just left Southern California. I went all the way from Palm Springs to LA. From LA, went over the Grapevine to Bakersfield. Bakersfield went up to 99. You know, Merced, Modesto. Fresno was a good time. Tulare, and then I ended up here in Sacramento. Sacramento was a good time. Head west. That's the ocean, baby. That's the ocean. I was thinking about going up the coast, but even just being a beach bum in LA for a couple weeks, I'm like, how many photos of seagulls and fucking sunsets can I possibly take? You know? Yeah, the store over here let me charge up. Really nice guy. He always helps out train riders and shit. Really cool dude. Doing it for 25 years, helping our asses out, so very cool. Yeah, I got one power bank charge, and that should get me through until Wednesday. I'm gonna go live for a little bit here, talk to you fine folks, try to raise that $500,000 I'm trying to get. You know, deep cleaning, uncomfortable, but your teeth are white as fuck, boy. Meredith with the fan cat. Thank you very much. Turn this volume down so there's crush your guys' eardrums. But yeah, I should be able to get out of here today, hopefully. If not, you know, I'll jump out on Thursday or Friday. Take a little break on Wednesday like I usually do. Legal buzz. Oh, they gave you some happiness. Hell yeah, man. What up, Richard? Richard Stringer, good to see you. There's 3 other train riders here. All young cats, cool as fuck, but they're all like new. I'm glad I got to bump into him. I told him all the safety information I could possibly think of and information about getting the train out of here. We're going the same direction, so but they're ready to go right now. I'm not ready for another 3 or 4 hours. I need to get this power bank charged up. Otherwise, like, I'm out of juice, you know? So, should be good to go this evening, tonight, tomorrow morning, whenever my train shows up. Hop on that bitch and get out. What up, Daniel Lee Prescott? Even like my wife, damn, you are messed up, homie. Anthony with the follow, thank you. Yeah, if I go east out of here, you know, that's cool. I don't mind checking out Donner's Pass for the first time on a train. I've been there, just not on a train before. In Reno and all that, Elko, Nevada, and then Salt Lake City. You know, I got a bunch of homies out there that I've never met in real life, just virtually. But I'm trying to get north. That's the idea, is to get north out of here. See if I can do it. Hell yeah, H2O. Glad you're having a good day, all considered. Hey, I'm doing good, Daniel. I can't complain, man. You know, I ended the live so quick last time I was on live because, you know, 3 train hoppers walking up. I'm like, all right, let's have a conversation. But yeah, really, really cool kids. Just fucking going for a quick train ride, you know, and go out and some trail out there and do some hiking and shit. I'm glad I got to bump into him and tell him all the safety information I wish I knew when I first started. And no one teaches it for some reason out here. Same place I was at yesterday. No, yesterday I was walking around, right? Yeah, I don't think I sat down on live more than like a quick break here and there. I was hiking around. I walked for like, I don't know, 6-7 miles yesterday. Yeah, I haven't gone live from here at all. It all looks the same area, right? Towels. They're all early 20s, early to mid 20s. You know, I was like, how long have you guys been hopping trains for? They all kind of look at each other. I'm like, be honest, man, I'm not that kind of guy. Just, I need to know what you don't know. You know, my first one, I've been on 2. I've been doing it for a couple of months. All right. So start off with the basics. Well, it comes down to being safe, being smart. You know what I mean? This activity is dangerous within itself inherently. I'm always happy when the new cat's bumping into me before anybody else. You know? Like I was in New Orleans, for example, and I've seen this happen with new train riders all the time. That there is, you know, a toxic element to the community of train hoppers out here. There's a lot of cool people and a lot of shitty people. This is what it is. It's a community based around unhoused homies. Like, you know, of course there's gonna be some toxic behavior, but there are people that will tell you to do things that will get you hurt or worse for their own entertainment. You know, like I was in New Orleans and they're telling me to ride the knuckle. That's the right-hand connection that connects the trains, the train car to train car. And they're like, yeah, just ride on that. That's your best bet to get out of here. You know, only way you're not going to get caught, which is super dangerous. You know, like you should be nowhere near that thing, ever. Whether it's stationary or moving, you should never be near the knuckle. Stay the fuck away from it. You know, because it slips and slides and moves and pulls. You know, so that homie was trying to get me hurt for their own entertainment. What up, Brianna? What up, Chirpy Chirp? So I'm always happy when, what's up, D. Marie? Fort Margaret with the Anywhere Troys. Jessica, Daniel Lee Prescott, the Anywhere Troys, and the Harvey, respectively. Thank you. How we doing? I'm doing all right. Can't complain. Sorry for president. I wouldn't show up to work if I was the president, you know? Which might be a better option than any other option we got. Fucking nobody, you know? What's up, Chels? What up, Tabby Jean? Welcome in, guys. Just killing time, really. I got my phone. I got one of my power banks charging up. Again, I want to sit there with a power strip and start plugging all this shit in. So I just plugged it in. I told the guy to get away from the store, so I wasn't hanging out in the store. So I found this nice tree to sit under. You can see the store right there. It's got to wait for my shit to charge up, and then I'll be good to go. Try to get some miles out of here. Again, I might still be here. You know, it all depends. If I get a ride tonight, tomorrow morning, I'm fucking gone. If I'm looking at getting into Wednesday, you know, I'll just fucking wait until after my little Wednesday night break I usually take. Rest the body up. You know what I mean? What up, 2 kidneys? How you living, homie? Besides the obvious, how you doing? What? You're not working today? Hell yeah, Brony. Congratulations having the day off. 2 kidneys with the Harvey. Thank you. Much appreciated. No, I have no idea who that is, Jessica, to be honest with you. Where are you? Home, Sacramento-ish. Just outside of Sacramento. I got here Friday. Got to the train tracks Saturday. Watched them for a while down on a different side of town. And then yesterday walked a good 7 miles. Carol with the Harvey, thank you. What's up, Carol? Charles, welcome in. No, so Richard, I'm Canadian. I don't know anything about your American prime ministers or going ons and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm from Nova Scotia. I don't know anything about y'all's prime minister and what they're doing. Yo, what up, Scylla? How you living? You stay hydrated out there? Hell yeah. Hydrated as fuck, boy. Yeah, no, we're worried about Trudeau up here, Richard, yeah. That shit happens to me all the time on occasion. I'll wake up and I'll think what I just dreamt was real, but I also can't remember my dreams. But I'll remember one aspect, like, oh man, I lost everything. It's usually a stress dream, I'm sure, of me losing everything I own. You know, then I'll wake up like, oh man, I have nothing. I lost everything. And I'll look over and it's like, wait, I'm in my sleeping bag. There's all my stuff. Like, oh, the fuck? You know, I've had a problem remembering dreams. I don't know, late teens, early 20s. I haven't really remembered much. Can't really remember much of what I was dreaming about. Carol's with the Guild Popular. Carol with the repost, thank you. Share the damn water. You want some? Come get some. I thought it was Greenland S, which is the Canadian accent really gives it away. Yeah, you know. What's that all about, guy? What up, fur baby mama? Yeah, Lupo, there's 3 other train hoppers here. Young Cats, brand fucking spanking new. And, you know, they're not really going to be doing it full time. They're just trying to get up north to go hit a hiking trail and shit. And, you know, I'm glad I bumped into them. Like, here's all the safety information I wish I knew when I first started. You know, I've been up with them twice already. They walked by and I fucking chatted with them real quick, and then I hit the market. So my shit's charging right now. I got one power bank charging up real quick. And I got to talk to him again. That's one thing, like, I don't remember getting a lot of safety information from train hoppers. I got a lot from, like, when I met up with the FRA guy, he told me about the emergency brake and the all-stop, and train workers told me a lot about safety information, but I never really got a lot of safety stuff when I first started from other train hoppers, you know? Like, even don't ride shiftable material, I didn't hear that until probably year 2. You know? I hitchhiked out there in Florida on that interstate. Oh, by Baldwin. I hitchhiked in Baldwin. Maybe sleep apnea, maybe. You got CPAP out here. This is what I use for a CPAP. You ready? I got this thing. I got to use it manually, so all night long. You know, it doesn't get, you know, I don't get a good sleep. Just to get the dust off the inside. I gotta carry this fucking thing around for one purpose. Just one fucking purpose. I only need it like once or twice a month. But all I use it for... Oh, shit. Drop everything. At least I didn't drop the camera. Oh. This is it. Once or twice a month. I just sit there. Blow all the dust. Or sand, or whatever the fuck, hair, whatever got into my internals on my camera. Oh. I got it for $10 though. I went to a camera store in Palm Springs, and all of these they had fucking, it was like $30. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying that. I got like special wipes and a special solution to clean my sensor, my mirror and shit. You know, I charged you $30 for this. What the fuck you need $30? You know, it's like, so they're like, yeah, it's on the wall over there. I took one look. I'm like, nah, that's okay. Just a solution, and the wipes are fine. They're like, oh, you know, like, we don't have one you're looking for? I'm like, dude, I'm not paying $30 for one. So the guy grabs it right off his counter. Goes, here you go, $10. Deal. And it even looks like a little rocket. A little rocket. I don't do pre-rolls, they're too expensive. You know? Too fucking pricey. Roll it myself. But I didn't realize this is really good for fucking cooling myself off. Good to know. Keep your shit clean. Yeah, so Kodo gave me this camera. He sent it ahead of me, and I met up with his son up in Iowa. And I was using it for a couple of months. And Kodo hits me up, and he's like, yeah, dude, I don't know if you got something on your lens or there's something on your internals, but you have, you know, like black spots in your shots. And immediately, you know, I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking hobo, and it should be dirty anyway. And then a week later, I went and got all the shit to clean my internals. So yeah, you know what? You got a point. I don't know. Insufferable know-it-all I can be. Turkey baster might work. That's a good point, Queen Diva. That's all? Yeah. Spend $1,000 getting across the country to save $60 on a power bank. If I end up that way, though, I'd love to meet you. Remind me to see me out there. Anita with the Go Popular, lover of doggies. What's up, homie? Deborah with the follow. Thank you. What's up, Manny? I am by some train tracks, charging my phone up at a store over here. They were nice enough to let me plug in my power bank. I'm trying to get that to 100. Get the fast charger on there. Should charge up to full, hopefully within 3 or 4 hours. So around 4:30, 3 hours from now, we'll go grab that. And we'll try to grab a train out of here. You know? What's up, Kev? I can't complain, man. I'm doing all right. Just getting ready to go hop a choo-choo. I'm out of the wait. You know, if I don't get anything by this evening, tonight, or tomorrow morning, I'll probably just hang around, get a motel Wednesday in a couple days here, charge everything up, fucking put some clean clothes on. I'm so dirty. Been walking around the sun for fucking 3 days. What do you expect? You know, what are you gonna do? But this one, I'm glad the people I've been meeting up with over this last weekend was outside, not indoors. And I'm also glad you guys can't smell me through the screen. I'm not sure, Queen Diva. I'm not sure. Whenever I get a chance to get in, you know. Cooking tonight. Now there's no grocery stores nearby here. Not within walking distance, at least. I'm not close enough for me willing to walk to and come back. But no, I'm just trying to get out of town tonight and tomorrow morning. I probably won't be live again after this one until I get on the train, or I'm almost off, or I'm off the train, just to save power. Again, I got one power bank charging, you know, so if I run out of power, I'm kind of up Shit's Creek, you know. I got half the camera battery left, and I'll have one full power bank enough to get me through. I'm trying to go north. What's up, Elizabeth? Trying to go north into Dunsmuir, Northern California. But I might just grab a train going east, if that's all I can find, all that shows up. Well, we'll see. If these fucking newer riders are still here, I don't mind hopping out with them. I mean, I don't want to get caught. You know, like, like 4 people, man, you're asking to get caught. But, I like to be able to teach them a little something, like, hands-on, you know, while they're, hey, don't touch that. Hey, don't sit there. You know? Get out of that, don't ride that. There's rebar in it. You like the West better? What's up, Alpha OG? That was almost an accident right there. I like everywhere I go, homie. You know? I just like being in the same places for too long, or the same area, or the same environment, ecosystem for too long. I like to keep it moving. California's really interesting that way. One, it's a fucking huge state. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone probably, 400 miles just through California. It took a long-ass time, though. But the environment ecosystem keeps changing, right? I'm in the lush valleys by LA and San Bernardino, Inland Empire. And then then I'm in the desert by Bakersfield and north of that, and then I'm back in the Rush Valley. Then I'm in Sacramento, and now I'm getting towards the northern part, so it's all like pine trees and oak again. Not too many cacti, and palm trees anymore. So even though I've been in the same state for fucking 9 years, at least the environment's changing enough to keep it interesting for me. Carl Ann with the Harvey, thank you. Oh, no shiftable. You shouldn't write any shiftable material. Anything at all that can shift or move on you. That thing derails or just starts shaking on you, or they hit the emergency brake, they all stop. It was a big thing in Mobile, Alabama. The yard's still hot as a result, but there was 4 train riders 10 years ago. They got on a train. It was a gondola. This thing, a box car with no side doors and an open top. And 3 of them unfortunately passed away. It didn't even do an emergency stop, from what I understand. The rebar just shifted and then took 3 of them out. And you can see interviews from the train hopper that survived. Part of his punishment is going to go on national news and talk about it to discourage people from hopping trains. But you can just see how traumatized the dude was. It's fucking horrifying. Yeah, anything that can shift or move while you're on it, I don't fuck with personally. Some do. I've seen a lot of bold train riders. I've seen a shit ton of bold train riders, but I've never seen any old bold train riders. I just want to ride. I don't. I love watching videos of people, fucking train surfing on the top and all that. It looks very fucking cool. I don't do that shit. I ain't trying to live forever. But tomorrow's a good start. Get me to tomorrow. Happy with that. But yeah, fucking. What we're doing out here is already dangerous enough, I feel. Hell yeah, 2 kidneys. Yeah, the processed lumber, the stacks of lumber, train hoppers will sit between those. Crazy cat lady, what is that one? What is that? Frog conductor, love it. I don't do that either because, again, that's not even going to notice you're there if it ever closes in or something. There'll be gaps in the lumber. Train riders will hop in there and ride it. I was hopping with this cat in Arkansas. We met up. And we jumped on a train and it didn't go anywhere. It was pretty funny too. We got caught. So, okay, let me tell the story in its entirety. We grabbed the train, jumped on a gondola filled with rebars. I was pretty new, still year 1. I jumped on a gondola with rebar with this cat. And I'm like, should we not be in here? I didn't know that story from Mobile either yet. And he's like, oh no, this is fine, ain't going anywhere. I was like, all right. And I posted the video of me in there and all these train hoppers and fucking people, train employees and shit, people that work for the FRA were like, don't ride that. This is a recipe for disaster. So, whatever, man. That dude's cool. He does the risky shit that I'm not going to do. Hopping off trains going like 20 miles an hour. Shit, I did it, but ugh. I need an electric scooter. Nah, that sounds lazy to me. I'll just carry all my shit. But, we're sitting there. We went from this side of the yard to that side, and then we got disconnected. So we're going to what's called the hump yard. This yard has a hump yard too, if I understand correctly. But they basically just take the trains and bring them up to a man-made hump, man-made little hill, and then they disconnect them, boom, and then it recategorizes them to whatever track they need to be on to build the string, and then they lace them up, put the brakes on, and send them out. So we're sitting there, and we're like, okay, we can't really get out right now. We got to walk by the yard tower, and that yard will call you in, right? So most yard towers that they see, they have to call you in. But we're sitting there, we're yapping, shooting the shit, whatever. And then all of a sudden, hey guys, how you doing? Turn around, there's a fucking conductor on the side of the gondola. Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, we're just moving this one from here to there. Oh, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, we're just hanging out. Okay. Had to hop a train out of here. Like, well, this one's not moving for like 30 hours, so I don't know if you want to be on this one. But which one's leaving soon? We got nothing, but we got something coming through in a couple hours. Maybe we can grab that. Just be careful of that tower, Have a good one. He jumps off and goes off about his day. I'm like, what a casual motherfucker. Hey, guys, how you doing? You still hitchhiking? I'm going back to hopping trains for a bit, at least for the foreseeable future. You'll probably see me hitchhiking trying to get to the next train yard. Jump off early or something. Oh, you never care in the world. Most people don't. Uh-oh. The ding, ding, ding. going deaf. I always listen for those rollers that slow the cars down. I did see a lot of stuff moving around the yard. This is probably the hump yard. I thought it was on the other side. You know, like the train yard has like those two sides to it. I was like, oh, the far side's probably the hump then. But I'm probably wrong. Oh, the cougars coming for you. I've never seen a cougar. I've seen some panthers. I've seen some panthers down in Louisiana, Arkansas. You see black panthers just walking down the street. I'm on the hump side. Okay, thank you, Lupo. Oh, getting a ride at a truck stop. I don't know. I don't think trains go through truck stops a lot. I can try. You know what I mean? I don't know. Trains are usually on tracks, though. I've never really seen them on the road like that. I've never seen a train going down I-90. You can try it. You can give it a shot. So I thought the diesel shop was over here. So they got that big-ass building in the middle. Shows you how much I know. Where you been? I don't know. I'm always on bad behavior here on TikTok. You know, I'm constantly fucking throttle views and shit. Enjoy you too. What's up, Insight? It's the crew room. Really? Big ass doors and shit, bay doors. Interesting. You guys go over all your paperwork and shit. I walked up to one, Baldwin, Florida, feeling extra brave. I had a CSX employee like driving me around. You know, he worked at Duval ramp for 20 years, and then they had a building they took down, and instead of filling the foundation, they just concreted over the foundation. You know, 30 years ago. So a fuel truck came. This is in Jacksonville, Florida. A fuel truck came, and it, as soon as it hit that foundation, it broke through, and he went down. His back's all fucked. He still comes in there all the time. He's a cool dude, Big Craig. But you know, immediately they fire him. So that way, now you got to wait 5 years for your settlement. You got no money coming in. They starve you out, so you take less money. Train companies are fucking evil like that, right? You are just a number. But he was showing me around. He brought me all around the Duval ramp, fucking introduced me to the few workers they still have there. This is then like another yard just 3 miles away. That's like the main yard they use now for building and shit like that. But you got like the Heinz ketchup fucking place, the industry over there. That's where he brought me to go meet one of the yard workers there. Really cool guy. His name was Glenn. But he's sitting there fucking waiting for them to fill the boxcar with all the Heinz ketchup. You know? I think it was Heinz. It's a ketchup place no matter what. I'm pretty sure it was Heinz. But he brought me to Baldwin, and he's like, "Look, we're gonna get you. We're gonna get you." So there was an Amtrak engineer that used to work that PG&A. That was called FG&A, whatever the fuck that line is now. It used to be CSX going through the Panhandle. So he knew one of the engineers that were there. Train pulls up, and I'm like, "Yo, man, are you Troy?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, so told me all about you." I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" I just started fucking traveling too, man. But they got me hooked up with a ride and shit. It was really cool. But it was in Baldwin when I first got there. The CSX, the guy that hurt himself doing CSX, he dropped me off right in the yard. You know, it's like, no one cares here. You'll be fine. I'm like, all right. And then I saw the crew working, doing their paperwork and stuff before they got on. And I went over and I knocked on the door. They looked at me and I was like, "Can I talk to you?" They looked at me. They looked at each other. They looked back at me, and they both just looked like without saying a word. Went back to their paperwork. I was like, "Oh, let me get the fuck out of here." Get a little too brave here. I think it was like the next day I was on the train out of there. Just left Jackson. I like Jacksonville. Shout out to Big Craig. Oh, Big Craig's awesome. Then we met up again in Florida. Yeah, we hung out at his place for a night. We had a fire going, some beers. He's telling me all train stories. I'm telling him all train hopping stories. You know, it was a good time, man. He's a fucking cool dude. His name's Pounder Rocks on here. He comes in here like, once a month. You'll see him come through and say hi. But he's got back problems because of fucking what happened with him when he was working. So we're hanging out, and he's like, "Yeah, I got HOA here, man. They're breaking my balls about a fence, and I can't fix it." I'm like, "I'll give you a hand. I'll put the whole thing up. Let's do it." You know, I don't want to settle down. I'm not a man with a plan either. I'm gonna keep doing this until I don't want to do it, until I don't love it anymore, until I get too old to do it, right? But we're hanging out, and he shows me a photo of him as a kid in the baseball team in West Virginia. I'm like, oh, that's cool. He goes, you know who that is? And I look up, I'm like, no, that's Chris McCandles. That's Alex Supertramp. We grew up together. I'm like, no fucking way. Huge inspiration of me coming out here, right? But I was like, fuck, I'll do the whole fence for you. Let's go. So we're going to do that the next day. Get his whole fence set up and all that. His fence fell down or whatever. And poor guy. He's like, dude, like my back's killing me today. We can't really do the fence today. But if it's cool with you, can we go to the Lowe's and grab the material and you can help me bring it into the garage? And I'm like, yeah, no problem at all, man. So we go and do that. Everything's going swimmingly. And then the last piece of the fence, we're bringing it into the garage. It got stuck on like a little lip on the ground. And I have the finesse of a sledgehammer. So instead of just like picking it up and moving it over, I just pushed it. And when I pushed it, it went through. It went by that little lip where it was stuck and jammed his thumb. Something fierce. Like, fuck that thumb up. So keep in mind, if you ever ask me to help doing something, I'm probably going to say yeah, as long as it's not like 9 days worth of shit. And I don't want anything in return. But I might fuck you up in the process. Amos Otis with the Go Populars and Anywhere Troy's. Thank you. A new roof? No, I needed the grace of a bear. Love that. No, it's a fence. Fence for the HOA. Find them money. I think a lot of us are like, what the fuck's the point of an HOA? You know, and some people like it, I guess. I don't know why. But it's like the last thing I need in life is more government. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you deal with the federal government, the state government, the local government. Great. And now you're an HOA community. Now you got to worry about community government on top of it. You know, I don't know. Not for me. He said yes once. What's up, Word? I love that movie, Johnny Dangerously. I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid. Hey-o. But, so I couldn't tell you what I ate yesterday, but I can tell you the entire fucking Johnny Dangerously movie with quotes to back it up. you gotta act crazy so they leave you alone. Hell yeah, Tom. Good to see you. Act insane so the HOA doesn't bother you. Excuse me. Approval for a flower pot. Yeah, it keeps the neighborhood nice. It's gonna look nice no matter what, right? You know, but it's more aggravation. I don't know if it's worth it personally. Yeah, I found at the store here. Let me charge one of my power banks up. They had one outlet. I could have charged my power, put my surge protector in there, and charged up 3 power banks and my camera battery at the same time, and all that happy horse shit. But I'm like, that feels like I'm taking advantage. You know what I mean? Dude's cool enough. He lets every train hopper come through and fucking hang out. You can camp out in the fucking U-Hauls if you get bad weather. You can charge your stuff up. You know, usually you got to pay $2 to charge. He doesn't charge train riders that, train hoppers that. So I feel like I'm taking advantage if I show up with a power strip and 4 things plugged in. So I got 1 power bank charging now. And then if I don't go live again this evening and tonight, I'll be able to fucking hop out of here, hopefully. I might be here until Thursday or Friday. You know, if it's getting close to Wednesday, I'm just going to wait it out. Fucking take my Wednesday night break like I always do. Really? Your car is too old. Why don't you have more money to buy a brand new car? We're trying to get approval for flower pots. There is a pro, you know, to HOA. Like, you do have a nice looking neighborhood. But, I don't know. Most of them have the ability to find you. You know what I mean? I don't need more fines in my life. Get him, Gregory, get him. Thank you. Rita with the Galaxy, thank you. Get that gift gallery Galaxy going. Originally from Roseville, hell yeah. I love Roseville, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Don't tell anybody though, it's our secret. Fucking poor Lupo, I don't know if he's still in here. he doesn't mind. He said he doesn't mind. I apologize to him. But I figured it was better for me to hop out of Sacramento itself. I don't know where the fuck I came up with that idea. I was like, all right, if I got out of Sacramento itself, at least I'm guaranteed to go north. You know, any train coming through here going that direction, I'm going north. So I thought it'd be better. And Lubo gives me all this information about it. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, thanks, man. And then we're talking, the second or third time about it. And I was like, wait, is it easier to hop out of fucking Roseville than Sacramento? He goes, way easier, dude. I'll go do that. Sorry, man. Sorry to waste your time. Yeah. Whoopsies. Again, I have no idea why I thought that. You know? I guess it was the guaranteed north I was looking for. Oh. You got some nice ladies now. Have I thought about going to Japan or Vietnam? I might go abroad at some point, but there's still so much left to see in fucking America. Lower 48, I'll be here for a while. Cut down the trees by our balcony, so I put up 4 foot high ornamental grass just to fuck with the HOA. Jen, are you ready, kids? Rita with the pirate hat and the galaxy, thank you. Yeah, Jen, you're a sweetheart. You know, you're fucking sweet and you're funny. But I wouldn't want to piss you off. You know, I don't think you're one of the few people in this world that would not want to have mad at me. Because I know you do some petty shit just to piss me off. You know, for no other reason, just to aggravate me. You know, if I ever really fucked with you, if I went out of my way to fuck with you, I think you'd return the favor. Why does everyone say that? Because it's fucking true. That's why. That's fucking why everyone says it to you. It's just fucking honest. You, Jamie, I wouldn't want to piss off Jamie. I've seen her go ham. People that do wrong. People that wrong her. Who else would I not want to piss off? Still making money here after the takeover. The algorithm change with the ownership change and then TikTok messing up probably bit me down about 3/4 of what I was making. You know, it's probably a combination of things, me and the app itself. But I don't need much. You know, I just tighten the belt and fucking, if anything, help me get in a fucking great shape to go off trains again. Just fucking walk around every day. But I started making about half of what I was making, and then it came back up to about 3/4 of what I was making since the ownership change. And then I started going live a lot less, so that knocked me down like another 10%, something like that. You know, but hey, it's, this whole thing's designed to have a low overhead. Yeah, it's not that big of a change, man. I ain't making that much on it. You know, it's sweet that I have an income from fucking social media, 90% of it being gifts and donations and shit. You know, that's fucking sweet within itself, no matter what, whether it's $1 or fucking 100 or 2. But I got anxiety at first, because it kind of came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, boom, you're making half of what you're making. I'm like, fuck. It was a shock to the system. But I just had to remind myself that I fucking sleep on the ground. You know what I mean? How much money do I need anyway? I've only been on the road almost 5 years. August will be my 5th year travel. Jane with the follow, thank you. It was supposed to be for 6 months. I fell in love with it. And just kept doing it, But if I ever don't love it anymore, I stop. I'm not destitute on falling hard times. I'm not one of those creators that feel bad for me types. But yeah, if I didn't have the passion for doing what I'm doing, then I wouldn't do it. I don't think trying to. I'm not a man with a plan at all. I see this ending in 2 ways. Either I don't want to do it anymore, so I stop, or I get too old or I get injured and can't do this anymore. But I don't really have any fucking game plan, man. That's kind of the whole idea of me coming out. You'll see me navigate and do stuff because this whole platform's grown so much. I'm always pulled in one direction or many. But the whole idea of me starting to travel was no goal, no destination, no plan. Just fucking go out, explore the country and check it out. But and this is to document the U.S. in 2020. I started in 2021 to 2026, right? Because a lot of these photos where I'm just getting a photo of a gas station is you know, it's a gas station, whatever. You can make it look beautiful, whatever, but it's just a photo of a gas station. But like us now, you look back 60 years ago at a photo of a gas station, like, wow, things were so different back then, you know? So a big part of what I want to do is just document the U.S. in a very mundane way. You know, things going on, I check out protests and, you know, I'll go find historical spots or whatever. Like, I will chase a story on occasion or sometimes a lot. But the whole idea is just to document the U.S. at this time, you know, what it looked like. So when I'm long gone and people are looking back, what the U.S. looked like, even just aesthetically, if anything else. You know, it's documented as fuck. A living documentary in real time. Tiana with the follow, thank you. Oh, Gigi, thank you, homie. Heartbroken when you stop. Hey, no time soon. Nah, man, I rubber tramped, drove around the country for about a month. I was dating someone that did that. And, Gigi, I got that. I got that Vimo there. Thank you, homie. You're overpaying for your entertainment, but much appreciated. So yeah, I drove around the country for about a year with the person I was dating, and I fucking hated it, dude. Being in four walls and being that cramped up, I'm like, this sucks. You know? And you got so much more to worry about. Gas, insurance, maintenance, things breaking down, getting pulled over. Where are you going to camp? Are you going to get kicked out? Did you decide to pull up somewhere at camp and have some drinks? Well, now you're getting kicked out. And do you drive drunk and hope that that's not a problem? Or do you just lose your home? It kind of fucked either way. So it's really not for me. But, and plus, there ain't too many people doing it like this. There's so many travel. There's probably 1,000 people on TikTok Live right now sitting in a Walmart parking lot in a fucking car or a van or whatever, a vehicle they live in. It's so overdone at this point. I've noticed a strange phenomenon. It's not everybody. This is a generalization for sure. But I've noticed this phenomenon with people I interact with on social media, other creators, where they start off and they're driving around the country and they're doing all this shit. They're doing this, they're going hiking, they're checking this spot out, they're getting food here, they're doing all this. But then gradually and by degrees, all of a sudden, they're just in the car. Every time they go live, they're in the vehicle. You know, like once a month, you'll get a video of them going and doing something out of the normal routine. But every other day, they're just in the vehicle, you know. I wouldn't say I do it best. You know, I do it. Beck, howdy. Publish a photo book. Yeah, at some point when I'm getting there. I don't think I'm there yet when it comes to taking photos and editing and stuff. I gotta learn how to use Lightroom. That's the thing I'm working on the next month. Learning how to use Lightroom instead of doing color correction, work on color grading a little bit, which is a whole skill within itself, right? But at some point, I'd like to do a coffee table book. I kind of played around with the idea. I did calendars last year for 2026 with all, you know, a bunch of quotes from my favorite philosophers that I've read. I've been studying philosophy my whole time traveling. And all my favorite photos I took from the year before. And so I was kind of playing around with that idea. People seem to really enjoy it. So at some point, I'd like to get like a coffee table book, put together photos and stuff like that. Or even start making prints as I travel and give them out to people or sell them or whatever, you know. Yeah, battles are alright. If you like that kind of content, like that kind of content. You know what I mean? Each their own, but I'm just not into it. Yeah, Big Wayne, it's kind of a common thing. Not everybody, for sure, not everybody, but I do see it a lot. People kind of becoming a hermit while living in a van, if that makes sense, like an urban hermit. Watching all the van lifers and rubber tramps argue on the internet is some of the best shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. You know? All they do is argue about who's more homeless, who's more successful. You know, the gripes they have with the other one, there's the same shit they're doing. It's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Unintentionally funny, really. Like any situation where someone's unintentionally funny, it really tickles me. You know, like even more than someone trying to be funny. But watching all these people that drive around the country all argue with each other about who's more rustic and rugged and who's more homeless and shit. It's just the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I didn't realize being destitute was a goal nor an accomplishment. You know? In the same breath, they'll be like, I'm more homeless. No, I'm more homeless. But in the same breath, they'll tell you they're more successful than the other person, too. You know? I don't And I don't need to be involved in any of that. Sometimes I'll talk some shit. Why not? You know what I mean? Fuck people. But like, those people aren't even in the same wheelhouse as me. They're not doing anything close to what I'm doing out here. You know, anything remotely close. So I get to just watch it with the rest of you and fucking tee-hee. The guy's using sawed firewood. Some of this is natural comedians. Yeah, like some larger prints, sign them. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool. Give out to people, but I don't know. I don't want to make a fucking store more than like my merch and stuff like that. So I don't know if we just do giveaways or something, or I don't know. But that's something I'm going to be looking at when I get back to Boston. Is just making prints for people, getting prints done, and then figuring out how we're going to move. And maybe we can sell 10, give away 5, because I don't want anyone that like is financially in hardship to pay for anything involving me whatsoever, at all. Dude, if you're struggling paying bills every month, don't be fucking gifting me or donating to me or any other fucking creator. Take care of yourself. And if you do fall in the money for whatever reason, you win the lottery, you get it, whatever, if you fall in the money, spend it on your fucking self. Go do something nice for yourself, Trust me, we're all fine on social media. If we're not, we can go get one of those fucking jobs. Don't be fucking wasting what little money, disposable income you got from fucking social media people. It's one of this fucking, I don't know, it's sad and disgusting at the same time, is seeing traveling creators have like people in the community talking about like, oh, I get my disability check next week, I'll hook you up. Like fuck that, dude. Keep that shit. Like, I know how much disability is in this country. It's $800 to $900 average, by the way, for people that cannot work. How dare anyone, including myself, to fucking survive on $800 to $900 a fucking month? And you can get the red tape and bureaucracy and get some government assistance for rent, for food, and all that shit. But there's no lap of luxury involved if you're on a fixed income, especially if you're on disability. There's no fucking disposable income. You're lucky to get what you need to survive. Save your shit. Oh, hell yeah, Leslie. You and your sister went? Oh, wait, so Leslie, that's fucking badass, dude. Couldn't imagine the shit you had to fucking deal with, though. You know what I mean? Well, I'm a fucking big fucking cis white guy, you know what I mean? So safety and security wise, I got very little to worry about compared to like, 2 women hitchhiking, or people that are smaller than me, or people in color in general, or people of color. I got way less to worry about for safety and security stuff, so that's exponentially more badass than what I'm doing, hands down. Hey, Houdini, me too. We got a lot in common. You didn't have any problems? Fuck yeah, dude. Okay. Question? Ask away, homie. Ask away. I'm pretty much an open book. There you go, Gregory. What branch you sleeping at? Kelty? I think it's a Kelty. I recommend it. I got the big and tall one because I'm big and tall. Still couldn't zip it up past my shoulders. I'm too wide. Too much fucking muscle, baby, Was it by choice to be homeless? So I don't like that term homeless applied to me. Let's put this little caveat there. Because I don't want anyone to ever gift or donate thinking that I'm in need and I need help. It's the only reason I make that distinction. Like, there's plenty of people out there that need help. And I don't want to ever take resources from them in the slightest, right? But I'm not destitute. I'm falling hard times. I decided to come travel the country for 6 months. I fell in love with it, and I keep doing it. I functioned very well in society. That was my problem. In 20 years of working, 2 or 3 jobs, 70, 80, 90 hours are very fucking common. In fact, if I was working under 60, I felt extremely lazy. Too much time on my hands, right? All my stories were this one time at work, this one time at work. So at 36 years old, I decided to hit the road, right? But I guess it was like reclaim lost time, and I just fell in love with it. What up, Brad? How to live on personal salaries? Well, Honda, I get a little bit of reprieve from that because I don't have to pay rent. If you take all the motel stays and you put them up for a month, most months, I'm probably paying the same amount as rent. And don't fucking fall for these fucking homeless travelers that are in vehicles that spend more on gas every month than you spend on rent or your mortgage. What are you talking about? You know, there's all these fucking creators on here, all have a vehicle, live in the vehicle, and they're like, you have to help me, I'm homeless. I'm homeless. I'm not going to name names. Dumpster Pixie. I'm not going to name names. That'd be rude of me. Not talking about Dumpster Pixie. But like all those creators, Rich the Hungry, Sailor Anarcho, Dumpster Pixie, Butt Snorkeler, that whole weird fucking crew over there that's, hey, I'm homeless, I'm real homeless and you have to help me. They spend more on gas alone every month than you spend on rent or mortgage. What does that tell you? They don't have to be out here. They're choosing to be out here just like the fuck I am. You know, they're making enough to be able to fucking drive hundreds of miles almost daily. Nah, no, I'm real homeless. I know I pay more in gas than you pay in rent every month, but I have to be out here. What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? That doesn't make any fucking sense. You're from Auburn. The Auburn signs threw me for a loop here one day. I was already walking around for like 4 or 5 hours in the sun, so it's probably getting a little delirious anyway. But I saw a sign for Auburn. This is just coming out of Sacramento when I was walking into Roseville on Friday. And I was like, Auburn, why are they putting a sign up for Alabama out here? You know, and I kept walking and I'm like, why the fuck is there an Alabama sign here? You know, out in California? Like, I'm not even on the I-10 or anything. Like, what the fuck is this doing here? And then after a good 5 minutes, my brain kicked in and it's like, hey, dummy, clearly there's an Auburn, California. You know? What's the goal? They want to settle somewhere? Nah. War Eagle. My favorite thing to say is Roll Eagle or War Tide. We'll talk about that in a second too, Gregory. But yeah, no real fucking goal or destination. I got no plans on settling down or anything like that anywhere in the future. I'm a very chaotic individual. I'm a creature of chaos. I have ADHD. My brain's always fucking flying a mile a minute. But I don't have any plans for the future at all. My plans for the future is to get to Dunsmuir, California. You know what I mean? Like, I get back in Boston by the end of July, early August, make my mom happy. That's pretty much it. That's all I got on the agenda. That's all I got on the itinerary. You know? I'll worry about tomorrow kind of thing. Oh, Vegas, Arizona, or Las Vegas, New Mexico. That threw me for a loop too. Is where they filmed No Country for Old Men. Yeah, well, according to that person that was in the chat the other day, Alaska's in the lower 48 too. I didn't even know. It must be back by Louisiana. I thought everywhere in Alabama was Roll Tide, right? So let's talk about it. If you're not from Alabama, you're not familiar with college sports, let me lay it on you real quick. Roll Tide is for the Crimson Tide from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, right? They say Roll Tide. And then there's Auburn, which says War Eagle. Now, I only knew about Roll Tide. You know, I was out there playing guitar and busking, and people walk by, look at me weird. I'm like, Roll Tide, baby! You know? Or like in Arkansas, they got the Razorbacks. Woo, pig suey! First time I heard that shit, I'm like, what the fuck just happened there? Or like hearing anyone from those areas, they don't yee-haw in Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas. They yee-yee. When they get excited, yee-yee-yee-yee. You know, what the fuck was that? You know, I thought you for a loop. But Alabama, I'm stealing electricity from a fucking train office, from the yard. You know, this is in Alabaster, Pelham. It's in Pelham, Alabama, Alabaster, just outside of Birmingham. But they're closed for the day. You know, it's 6 p.m. So I go and I plug in the outlet in front. I'm sitting there doing a live stream. Someone local recognizes where I'm at. They show up, right? Hey, what's going on, man? Yo, what's up? Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. Boom, a work truck pulls up. Now, I'm there illegally, and so is this guy now. So I was like, dude, I would get out of here. I don't know how this is going to play out, you know? And the guy's like, okay, he leaves. Really nice dude. And then 3 workers come up out of the truck. And I'm like, yo, hey, I'm sorry, I just need some fucking power. They're like, dude, we've been following you for months here. Like, I can't believe you're at our train yard. Follow me where? What do you mean follow me? What? Social media? They're like, yeah, we follow you on TikTok all the time. We saw you sitting over there a couple hours ago. We're like, oh, that can't be that guy. But you're here, you know? So they told me everything about Alabama. You know, they're just fucking shooting the shit. They're telling me train information, you know, cool as fuck. Now, later I went there and got the code for the fucking... I got the code from a federal agent, by the way. I got the code for the fucking building, and then I got the person that runs it. His name is also Troy. I got the code for his fucking office so I could use his shower while I was out there working. That was a year later. But I'm talking to these cats, these 3 workers that show up, and they're like, hey, like watch out for, like the velvet ants, bullet ants, same thing. They got all these different names, but they're basically hornets without wings. If you step on them, it's the equivalent. The pain equivalent is rumored to be just as much as getting hit with a pew-pew. That's how much these things hurt. It's like, yeah, sleep on the ground, watch out for those. You all got those white fluffy things that look like seeds from a tree flying, but they're actually bugs that sting you. Alabama is like fucking Jurassic Park with the dinosaurs. But the conversation's over. Hey, nice meeting you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're like, if you get caught here, just drop my name and shit. Cool as fuck. And then I was like, hell yeah, guys, thank you. Roll Tide. One of the three said, Roll Tide back. Yeah, Roll Tide. The other two said, fuck you. What? Where the hell did that come from? That's where I learned about Auburn. The Auburn college football team. They take football very seriously in the South, right? I didn't know what War Eagle was. I had no clue that fucking team existed. Jen, have a good one, homie. You read lips? You don't have to. You got volume on the phone. Just turn the volume up, brother. I've never been to San Diego. I could get to San Diego from here, to be honest with you, from a train, but you gotta head north, I want to get out of the heat, too. Shit's getting oppressive, starting to get oppressive. But closest I've been to San Diego was Benicia, Vallejo, American Canyon. I jumped the train out of here. Ended up in Benicia. Got that giant bay with all those big old World War II right there. I hung there for like 3 days just watching it. Just looking at it. It was fucking beautiful. They don't really use them for much. They kind of store them there. It's really fucking cute. But I ended up walking from there to Vallejo. It took me all day. Got to Vallejo, and all the locals kept warning me. They're like, dude, don't, even online, people warn me, like, don't be here at nighttime, dude. I'm telling you, don't be here at nighttime. Like, yeah, I'm in the worst parts of the worst cities this country has to offer. And nighttime falls. I'm at a gas station, fucking editing a video up real quick, and this drunk guy walks up, and he's schmammered, and he's hugging on me and stuff. His friend's like, dude, I'm so sorry, get away from him. I'm like, it's cool, it's a drunk guy, you're fine. Hey, what's up, buddy? I love you, man. Hey, what's going on? I don't know this guy, he don't know me, This is Vallejo. So he looks at me for a second, and he sobers up. You're in Boston today? Hell yeah. Tell Boston I said hi. But he sobers up. He's fucking blackout drunk, right? He sobers up. Hey, man, you shouldn't be here. This is extremely dangerous for you to be here. I'd get out of here if I was you. And there's something about that moment. You know what I mean? This drunk guy has no idea. He doesn't even know who I am, but he thinks we're best friends and shit. He sobered up for a minute. Like, you got to get out of here, dude. That warning hit me. I was like, let me get the fuck out of here, dude. So I ended up continuing to walk. Ended up in American Canyon, trying to find a place to fucking camp. And they're building all these apartment complexes, and it's on a Saturday. I'm like, they're probably not working tomorrow. I can just tuck in here and camp. Got my headlamp on. I hit a security sensor. Fucking all these alarms going off. Cops show up, and I put all my stuff down. Put my arms up because they had to walk around this like little forest area to see me, and I didn't want them walking around the corner with me with a bunch of stuff in my hands and shit like that. Hobos lives matter. So I just came out, put my hands up. And they came up from behind me, from the train tracks, and in front of me. And they're basically like, hey, like, what are you doing here? I explained everything. I was traveling through town, ended up here, trying to find a place to camp. They're like, well, honestly, you can camp anywhere in this entire town, except for here. You found the one spot you can't camp. I think I ended up camping in a boxcar that night. They were welding them, fixing them and shit. And I woke up the next morning, so I had to walk out and get out of there and do the walk of shame. Hey guys, sorry, I just needed a place to camp. Have a good one. Huh? Have a good one, man. Right back to it. I'm in Roseville, California. Yay. Trying to get up to Dunsmuir. Get him, Houdini, get him. Hopefully I get a ride out today. I got a power bank charging at the store here. That should be full by 4:30. It's 2 now. We'll live for a little bit, talk to you fine folks. We're trying to raise $500,000 today. Just because I want it. It's for charity, but I'm the charity, and I don't need it for anything. I just want it. So if you guys want to, I don't want little donations either. Like throw in $500,000 or don't bother me. I'm gonna message him that dude's got money. Make sure you message him. God did. I will say for the folks that aren't too tech savvy or internet savvy, like if anyone's offering to pay your rent or pay your bills or give you money because you said God did, or someone that is going to be like romantically involved with you, but they need money all the time. You're getting scammed. Be careful. Don't put yourself in that position. You know, I'm going to start doing that. You know, don't fall for it. I just want to ride. I want to ride a rocket that's not attached to my dog. So much to unpack there, Houdini. You know, I don't even know where to start with that one. You know what I mean? Red rocket, red rocket. I saw a video the other day of this guy. There's like one of those troll fucking carved out of wood things. This is a giant troll. And this guy goes running up to it all excited. You're like, oh, what a wholesome video. And then he jumps on top of the thing's lap and starts like, you know, bumping his booty up and down. But he was so good at it. It wasn't his first time. You know what I mean? It was not his first time. You know, like I'm in pretty good shape doing what I fucking do. I could not move that quick going up and down. I'm like, yo, this guy is practiced and primed and ready to go. Never been so turned on in my life. Wait, what? NASCAR Maggie with the Harvey. Start with peanut butter, so I've been told. I have questions. I have some questions here. But yeah, there's 3 other train riders in town here. All fucking brand new. One's been doing it for 3 months. Another one's hopped on 2 trains. The other one's his first time on a train at all. And I'm glad I got to bump into them. That's why I ended the last live so quick, because they were walking up. I'm like, all right, I don't know how this is going to play out. But I sat there for like an hour. You know, we hung out for a bit. I gave him all the information I could muster in the moment. And then we met up again by the store. I was like, oh, here's some more shit. So I'm glad I got to bump into him. Here's all the safety shit I wish I knew when I first started. We exchanged numbers and all that. So I'm going to see if... I don't want to hop out with 3 other fucking people. It's just asking to get caught. I hate that shit. If I could teach someone how to do this thing, I've fucking been loving doing it for 5 years almost now. People went out of their way to help me when I first started. People really went out of their way to help me when I first started. It took 2 months. 2 months. No one interacted with me. No one talked to me. No one fucking told me a damn thing. So for 2 months I was watched, just fucking it all up. Waiting a week or 2 to get out of a spot, trying to fucking actively hop on something, couldn't figure it out. Just keep trying. After 2 months of fucking it up, eventually they were like, all right, where you at? Nashville was the first one around Thanksgiving 2021. Nashville. This dude showed up, and old cat, he'd be well into his 70s. And he's like, hey, Troy, how you doing? He has like a high visibility vest on and all that. Hey, Troy, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing good, man. Do I know you? Because, yeah, you don't know me, but I know you. I've been watching your social media stuff. You got money? You good on money? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good. Just legitimately, you good on money? I'm like, I got $5. You know? And he hands me $100. He hands me a $100 bill. Here you go. I'm like, no, man, I don't need all that. He goes, look, here's the deal. I'm going to give you this. He didn't say if, he goes, when you start making money, when you are well off, you help other people out, pay it forward. You know, his name was Indiana Dan. He went by. Been out here for fucking 40 years doing this shit, you know. Never saw him since. But definitely been doing that, what he requested. But I had some other train riders meet up with me and show me the ropes and shit like that. But no one knew who I was. You know, I just kind of came out of nowhere and started hopping trains. No one knew who I was. So everyone was kind of like, oh, is this guy a cop? Is this an undercover? What's this? He looks way too clean. His eyes are way too clear. But at this point, everyone's fucking used to me. What's the charge? You get caught, hop on a train. So there's different charges you can get, right? A base level is a misdemeanor. If you've ever walked on train tracks, we've committed the same crime, you know? Trespassing. Federal trespassing, but it's a misdemeanor. You're looking at 7 to 10 days in jail or $200 or so fine, somewhere around there. I got hit for $200 in Chicago, I don't know, 3.5, 4 years ago. But there is one more charge. It's a federal interruption of federal train service or something like that. That is a felony. Now, if every train rider I've talked to, you're going to get caught. It's only a matter of time. You're gonna get caught. Most of the time, they just say, "Hey, get out of here," or they just give you information, give you some water, and leave. And leave you alone. But you do this for long enough, you're gonna get caught. It's a guaranteed fucking team. But of all the train riders I've ever talked to, of any story I've ever heard, there's only been one time. This was last year. It's kind of why I got off the trains to begin with. I don't want to blow up the spot and make it hotter. Only one time I ever heard two people got hit with it last year in Alabama by Birmingham. They got hit with a federal interruption in train service. I don't know if they were doing something. I don't know the details. A train master that I know in Alabama hit me up, and he was like, "Dude, be careful, like they're cracking down." That's the only time I heard of it. Like someone getting the felony charge. Running the train gangs. Look, there's not train gangs out here. They're not gangs. They're crews, And I've been in some rooms where people were very intimidating people had questions, and if I gave the wrong fucking answer, I'm not leaving that room alive. Hands the fuck down, right? I gotta watch what I say though. The train crews out here just watch out for each other. That's it. They watch out for train hopping in general. They watch out for other train hoppers. They watch out for their homies, right? That's all it is. It's just a group of people looking out for each other. Every crew has its own little culture and ins and outs and all that, but all of them are nothing but fucking cool to me. Nothing but cool to me. I gotta watch what I say because I don't want to fucking, I'm not trying to get myself fucked up out here, but even the apprehensive ones, or the ones where people would run to him and be like, "Yo, he's name dropping your crew." Clearly I don't do that shit. You can see how I'm talking about it now. They still heard me out. They still gave me a chance to speak. They still fucking helped vouch for me in multiple situations. I had a sergeant at arms in one of the crews. They're all set to fucking greenlight me. From what they're hearing about me, I just started traveling too. From what other people are saying about me, they're all set to greenlight me. Like, let's get this guy out of the equation. But one of the sergeant at arms met me for 3 days. For 3 days, we knew each other. At that point. And he goes, "Nah, man, this dude's cool as shit. He's just out here to fucking do it. All he's doing is just out here to fucking travel. He ain't bothering nobody. He ain't doing anything fucked up. He's just out here to fucking get from point A to point B." Didn't have to do all that. But then, making sure that I could hear it, they told me they were working out a situation where they were taking someone out and how they go about it. I gotta say, it's fucking slick, dude. It's fucking slick. I'll leave it at that. But, they wanted to make sure I heard that, They wanted to make sure that I knew that if they ever wanted, they can get me out of here. Yeah, I mean, the traveling community on this side of things, right? Like hitchhiking, train hopping, dude, it's a bunch of unhoused people fucking in a community. There's a lot of toxic drama, high school bullshit, right? A lot of threats of violence, but very rarely has it ever come to violence, right? You can't really just mind your business and hope no one bothers you. I'm a prime example, At some point, someone's going to make up shit about you or whatever. I'm on the internet, I'm in the public eye. It's going to happen either way. But there's the cool motherfucker. Most people are cool as shit. And then there's a group of toxic people. What do you expect, Like, when you look at that whole, like, Rich the Hungry, Sailor and Narco, Dumpster Pixie, Butt Snorkel, that whole crew over there, that's a perfect example of, like, the toxic traveling community, where it's like, "Oh, I don't like you, so I'm going to make up horrible accusations that, in hopes that someone else is violent towards you, or in hopes that, they can ruin your life." That's the whole idea behind it. It's like a toxic traveler script they all run through. He's a cop, he's a this, he's a that, So it is one community that, like, you really can't just mind your business, hope everyone leaves you alone. Someone's gonna fuck with you at some point. It's just how it goes. But most people are cool as fuck. I got plenty of fucking homies in this community that are just cool as shit. They're doing the same thing I'm doing, is going from point A to point B, and don't fucking bother people. 8 Up Gaming with the ice cream cone. Thank you. What's everywhere with everything? Yeah, a little bit more exacerbated, for sure, in the traveling community, like on this end of traveling. I'm not talking about people that live in a Sprinter van with a fucking $500,000 loadout. $500,000 rig and shit like that. This side of traveling over here, like, yeah, it's a little bit more exacerbated exponentially, so you can notice like the toxic aspect of it. But it used to irk me a lot in general when people misrepresented me or straight up lied about me or whatever. I always felt the need to correct them. I always felt the need to stand up for myself. I always felt the need to set the record straight. At this point, I give two shits. You'll see it when some traveling creator on here is like, "Oh, my views are low. Let me talk about anywhere, man." You'll see that all the time. It is what it is. People are lazy and fucking they got nothing else to talk about. But they got to talk about me because if they talk about themselves, no one fucking listen, right? But now I just say, yeah, it's all true. Anything you hear about me is true. Fuck it. Like, yeah, I was body slamming someone's dog while doing booger sugar off the other dog. Whatever the fuck they're saying. Yeah, I did that shit. You got to see that change in real. If you've been following me for about a year and a half, you got to see that change in real time. Where I go on live defending myself from all these accusations, trying to set the record straight, trying to fucking have myself be represented properly and not inaccurately out of maliciousness or just out of fucking ignorance, right? After a while, I decided having fun with it. Hey, fuck it, yeah, that's all true. I did all that. Oh, you don't understand. It was the dog's booger sugar. It wasn't mine. Oh, my favorite response when people accuse me of doing some kind of stimulant substance. Like, you think I got money for that? You think I got money for booger sugar? What the fuck? Oh, my favorite. Nah, I don't do math. I do burgers. You know what I mean? If anything, I'm addicted to cheeseburgers. So fucking good. Nice cheddar cheese, little bacon. Not too much onion. You motherfuckers want to put a whole fucking sliver of an onion on there, core and everything. Give me a couple of rings of onion on there. I'm not trying to walk away smelling like fucking an armpit from the mouth hole. I don't need a whole fucking section of an onion here. Don't go nuts. But I do gotta admit, I got some vices. I got some addictions, guys. It's not booger sugar or math. I got too many teeth and I'm way too chubby for that. My addictions are burgers and nicotine. That's what I got a problem with. Burgers. The light hits it just the right way. You get the glistening off the grease on the side of the burger. I starved myself the day before so I can get fucking large fries on the side. Fucking Coca-Cola. Oh my God. There's just something when a burger comes in, that itty bitty thing on its waist, you get sprung. I got a caffeine vice. Christina with the little crown. That looked adorable there. I was doing a skit. I couldn't get out of it. Chica Saw with the Anywhere Troys. Christina with the Anywhere Troys. Red Dog with the Anywhere Troys. Thank you. Can't have too much onion. People go nuts with the fucking onion. I gotta sit there and deconstruct the whole fucking thing, Poking out. I only need 2 to 3 little onion circles, I can't say rings and you think fried onion rings. No, just like the little purple onion. Give me like 2 or 3 slivers on that bitch. I can taste the onion. It's good. You're going to take an onion, cut it cross-section, and give me the whole fucking thing? That's an onion burger. That's an onion sandwich with a side of burger condiment. Hard pass. Give me my burger topping on my onion sandwich, please. Get the fuck out of here. I can't do iced coffee. Well, I don't do iced coffee because I chug it, and I don't need that in my life. So that's why I like the hot coffee because I'm going to sip on it no matter what. Energy drinks, I won't really chug. Sometimes I do. I'm not paying attention. But I don't really chug the energy drinks. But iced coffee, for some reason, it's all gone. Why is my heart fucking racing? Christine with the little crown. I gotta make my little cheeks more red than they already are. That's my retirement plan. Fucking Santa Claus. Mall Santa Claus. With these chubby cheeks, forget about it. You know what I mean? Let's see what it looked like real quick. What the fuck is all this? That new shit? Makeup filters? Fuck yeah, dude. It's not pretty enough. Let's see that one. Makeup filters on here. Oh, fucking beautiful. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Hello. Drawing, yes. Start drawing. Get the white out. Okay. We'll get this out of the way a little bit. Add the white. Okay. Get some of the mustache going, the mustache. Okay. Get all that there. There we go. Okay, looking good. And then we'll make the hat all red here. Side of the hat there, we'll chip them in. And then the words maracas. Good luck spelling that. Maracas. I gotta say, I'd make a good fucking Santa Claus. You know what I mean? I didn't position it right, but you know what I mean. Just look at it. You know, I'd make a fucking beast Santa Claus. Right, move in closer. Yeah, here we go. You know, ho ho ho. The word's fucking maracas, guys. You know, I'm telling you, it's my retirement plan. It's either that or move to the UK to be a lollipop person. Ha, maracas. Houdini, you got it. Congratulations. So, a lollipop person, for those of the uninitiated that are new here, what is a lollipop person? What, am I eating candy all day? I'll be doing that, but it's unrelated. A lollipop person in the UK is a crossing guard. Now, they call it a zebra. We call it a fucking crossing. But, neither here nor there. A lollipop person is like a crossing guard, but they have a fucking 5-foot long stick with a stop sign on top. Stop. All right, that makes sense. It's all lining up. You know, you're letting kids fucking cross the car. I don't give a fuck about your kids. They get hit by a car, that's them. That's a them problem. They got nothing to do with me. I'm not there to help kids. I'm there to break windshields. So a lollipop person can take their fucking stick almost as tall as them. If you approach the crossing while they're in there or someone's crossing by, they can legally smash your windshield. That's my other idea for a retirement plan. Now, if you ever see me move to the UK and we'll go fulfill my retirement plan as being a lollipop person, open up an auto body shop that specializes in windshields. Because that's the only reason I'm there. It's just smash. Again, I don't give a fuck if a kid gets hit by a car. No, that's real. I'm not making any of that. That's real. They got the crossing guards called lollipop woman, or lollipop man, or lollipop person. They can smash your windshield legally if you approach the crossing while they're fucking letting people go. I don't know, Houdini. Try it again. Yeah, I got a power bank charger at the store over here. The little convenience store. I didn't recognize my fucking friend. Buying stuff, and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm good, man. Hey, is Bob still around?" He goes, "Yeah." What he's doing. And I leave. And I went back and I was like, "Hey, man, can you still charge stuff back there?" He goes, "Yeah. You just don't hang out front. Get around the side." You know, at that point, it's fucking 4 of us hanging out front. I'm like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll tell the other cats to go on the side." And I plug my power bank in. I was like, "What's your name, man?" He goes, "Bob." I'm like, "Yo, Bob, what's up? We met 3 years ago." He goes, "Yeah, I know you." I was like, "Oh." I haven't seen him in 3 years. You know what I mean? Whoops. Really nice guy. He's been looking out for train riders for fucking 25 years. Around Europe, I'm just there to break windshields. You'll have a court date. Yeah, but you don't have to show up. Court dates are optional. You got 2 options when you get a court date. Show up, boring, or just fucking leave town. You know, find out how extraditable your offense is, right? If your offense is county adjacent, just leave the county you're in, and then the next one. They can't even bother you. You could be right at the county line, give them the finger. There's nothing they can do. If it's state adjacent, oh, you kind of fucked up there. You kind of went too far with the crime, you know. But then you got to go 2 states away. You're fine. Do it again. Go 2 more states away. You know, that's fine. You can be a criminal all over the U.S. and get away with it. I think Virginia has put some weird law out where it's like they can extradite you anywhere. Kentucky police officers, Kentucky. A lot of police officers in Kentucky think they can extradite you for anything, anywhere. No, they can't. You know, that's so much money. What do you mean? You're gonna try to wrap me up on a misdemeanor, then extradite me from California? What the fuck? But I think Virginia is trying to pass something, or just pass something that extradite you anywhere. And then if you commit a serious crime, they can grab you anywhere too. Like when I was in Stewart, Iowa, where Bonnie and Clyde robbed their last bank. They got caught like 3 or 4 months later, 2 months later, out in Louisiana. The last bank they robbed, I've been there. I did a whole video on it, right? Did a live stream from there and everything. Mayor came out and talked to me like I'm a somebody. It was pretty cool. But they had a copycat came through. So you got the first national bank and then the first state bank, right? The first national bank, it's closed. They're renovating it, turning it into like a business or a condo or some shit. And then right down the street's the first state bank. That one's still running. So a copycat couple showed up, a guy and a girl. They robbed the bank and then they leave. And they found them in LA and they extradited them back for robbing a bank. But they found them through their cell phone. They used the cell phone in town and then they tracked it all the way to LA. I don't know if any of that works. But kind of alarming in a way. You can figure out where you're at, track it down by your phones. You got those fucking flock cameras everywhere. 1984 happened in 2026. But the funniest part is Bonnie and Clyde got $1,000 from their bank robbery, right? They had a giant pew-pew shootout with the police there. A couple of them got captured. Their photographer and one of their significant others got captured there. Photographer, they were part of the crew. They happened to have a camera while committing crimes. The Patty Hearst type situation, I guess. For those that don't know about Patty Hearst, Patricia Hearst, she got kidnapped and then started robbing banks with the kidnappers. This is like, I think, 80s? 70s, 80s, something like that. And everyone's like, oh, Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome. This is Stockholm Syndrome. That she was fell in love with her captors. But there's CC fucking TV footage of her fucking robbing these banks. She was smiling ear to ear. In the early 70s, she was smiling ear to fucking ear the whole time. I like Jason better, even though Jason was a copy of Michael Myers. Initially, the Friday the 13th series was supposed to be a series of like episodes. Every movie was going to be a different story about Friday the 13th. I think the first one is the mom the whole time. Sorry, spoiler alert. It's the mom the whole time, blah, blah, blah. At the end, the kid grabs the woman out of the canoe, and that was a dream, apparently, whatever the fuck. So then Michael Myers comes out, and it hits. Jamie Lee Curtis, fucking her scream, everything fucking hits, So they decided to copy that using the franchise of Friday the 13th, and that's how Jason came around. But if I got to choose the two, I always found myself way more scared as a kid. I was way more scared of Jason than I was of Michael Myers, There's the supernatural aspect, I think. Both are good, yeah. Both are fucking good. There was a new Michael Myers show and they canceled it? I didn't even know there was a show. Probably poor marketing on it, Like, I'm chronically online. I should know about everything. What up, Pamela? I'm heading north from here, hopefully. North or east. Trying for north. I might just go east if it's more convenient or whatever. I'm hopping a train out of here. I'm either going to be hopping out tonight or later in the week. Thursday. What's for dinner? I don't know. They got corn dogs at this market. I'll probably grab a corn dog and call it a day. They got some train food, a couple things of tuna, some almonds. I'll probably just grab a fucking corn dog for Din Din, or early Din Din. New Jersey Dave with the fan cat. Thank you. There for a while, you were the slasher yourself. Shit followed you around. Look, man, I haven't gone to any lakes and unalive teenagers in days. You know what I mean? Forget about it. But Jeepers Creepers was good. I feel like I added a whole new side of the genre, The first one. The first one was really good. Sorry, I'm just looking around. There's people pulling up and stuff to make sure I'm not getting kicked out of here. What's up, Sarah Marie? Are you able to record the process of you jumping on the train? I'm not worried about incrimination. It's a misdemeanor. If I get caught on a train, I could get that felony charge. But if there's no interruption of the train service, like if I'm putting the video out after, then there's no felony charge. So at most, I get bagged with a bunch of misdemeanors. Oh no. Oh my God. why don't show me getting on the train or talking about what you can ride or how to figure out the train yards and stuff like that is two main reasons. One, I got to protect the community that I've imposed myself on, right? Like, I have to do it in a way that's not going to make it easier for us to get caught or just simply prevent us from doing this. You know, I do think as tech advances, our days hopping trains are numbered. You know, as cameras get more and more cheap, more and more accessible and better, I do think our days are numbered. But people probably said that 30 years ago and felt the same way. You know, train companies are really cheap and it works in our favor. They're not trying to stop us, they're trying to stop people from stealing, maybe, right? But the other reason is I don't want anyone to watch my stuff and be like, oh, I know how to hop trains, you know? I know how to hop trains. No, even Shoestring obscured a lot of stuff. He was very vague about stuff and he wouldn't show certain things, like where to hop them and stuff like that. You know, trust me, I'm the last person to travel with Shoestring. It's ashes are in my bucket right here. But I never want anyone to watch my stuff and be like, I know how to hop trains now. I watch Anywhere Man come out here and get themselves hurt. This is dangerous. Shoestring's a perfect example of that. He was hopping trains for 20 years before he lost half his hand. Fucking hopping trains. He knew what he was doing. You know, this is a dangerous activity. It's moving machinery not made for humans. With a small disclaimer. Nah. I used to put a disclaimer up. It's a good attention grabber, but I think most people know like illegally hopping trains is not safe. You know? If not, they probably weren't long for this world anyway. Uh-oh. Hell yeah, dude, Mateo, that's fucking awesome, dude. I'll give you a follow back here, homie. I got another probably 2 hours of charging left before I can even consider it. I can see it right there. Yeah, man, have fun. Have fun, be smart, be careful, man. It's fucking cool shit to meet you guys. Fucking love what you guys are doing. Yeah, I'm back to hopping full time. I only been on fucking, 2 trains in a year. It was all hitchhiking. It was nice to be able to navigate. You know, that was my big thing, is like I was going by these small towns. I'm like, I want to check that diner, that fucking museum, that memorial, or just get the history of a small town in rural America. The train blows right by it, you know? So I was like, fuck. Oh, dude, Mateo, no problem, man. You ever find yourself in the same position to help out to give information to fucking people that started out, man, fucking do it up. That's all I'm paying for it. But it's cool as shit talking to you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. But, so I started hitchhiking a lot for the last year, just to like see more of rural America and be able to navigate, you know, go right here instead of jumping off 50 miles away or whatever. But I'll be back on trains probably until I take my next break back in Boston, you know, end of July. So the next 2 months, I'll probably mostly be hopping trains. You see me hitchhiking, I'll probably hitchhiking the next train yard. No, I don't know anything about Alaskan bush people, to be honest with you. I think your phone overheating. Want them in the shade, that helps a lot. Direct sunlight. Anything over 70, my phone's gonna overheat. Especially if I'm trying to charge it at the same time. Just really much about plugging this phone in. But I have a fan. I used to use neck fans. You get it like Walmart for like $10, and I drape that behind the phone to shoot at the motherboard to keep it from overheating. Now I have a fan I use for my computer. There's a fan that like is supposed to hook onto your shirt and be under your shirt or on your pants to blow air up under your shirt. I never use these fans for me. It's just for my fucking phones and shit when I'm live. That helps a lot. Having a fan directly on it. But there's like, I'll probably invest in one soon. I should have got this years ago. But for like $10 to $20, you can get something that goes right under your phone as part of your phone case or attached to your phone. That's a fan. You know, No Bones Barbecue uses one. Railcar Rosie Art and Les Blackwell, I think they have one as well. You know, and it's cheap, but most of the time I'm trying to get gear and equipment that I can get on the road. You know, so I can replace that same item. Because this thing, I've been spending years doing this to find things I like to use, things I enjoy. You know, I went to probably almost 20 lights before I found one that I liked. And then they stopped selling them at Walmart, so I got to find a new one. But I try to find things that I can just get and replenish on the road. I don't, you know, I'm never in one spot long enough to get a delivery from Amazon or something like that usually. Rare. I think once on the road I got Amazon. Once on the road I did a wish list. And usually when I go back to Boston, anything I need, like tarps are really hard. Like the tarp I use is really hard to find out here. The Sil nylon tarps are the best, but they're expensive. I pay like $50 for mine. So one Tigris tarp, 12 by 10. Super lightweight. It packs this big if I compress it, in the stuff sack. It's just exactly what I want. The only thing that sucks is you can't burrito in it. I'm always jealous of the train riding homies that have those big polyurethane tarps, whatever it's called. Because it starts raining pouring on a train, they can just wrap up in the tarp and they're good to go. You can't do that with the Sil nylon, or polyester tarps. Anything that touches the tarp is going to get wet for whatever reason. Material can just stretch and water comes right in, so I can't burrito up in it. But instead of weighing 4 pounds, it weighs just over a pound. It's a 12 by 10. That's enough for fucking 3 people if you need it. I will say the amount of people, like these motherfuckers, the amount of people I've traveled with, like it starts raining out, I pull my tarp up and set it up, and next thing you know, they're moving their gear into my tarp. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I had company tonight. This one cat, dude, we're in Kentucky. We just walked by a crew change van. The guy stops to talk to us. We're talking, we're chatting. I'm like, hey, is there any security here? He's like, I am the security. And he drives off all fast and shit to go rat us out. I'm like, huh? Hey, the guy's making $12 an hour. You know what I mean? Like, your job description is not ratting out train riders, homie. To each their own, makes them happy, But we go in the woods to kind of like let the heat die down, set the tarp up, and all of a sudden he's under the tarp with me. And I'm like, hey, you have a tarp. Why don't you go use that? I would like to have my own space. Yours is already set up. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I set it up. Fuck off, man. It's only going to rain out for the entire night. Yeah, whatever. Fucking hang out. Hey, Troy, I'm getting a little wet over here. That's a fucking you problem. You think I'm going further back so I get wet because you? Get the fuck out of here. Go sit up your own top. That's an easy solution here. It's too lazy. Don't want to do it. No. So he's getting soaked. The bottom, the foot part of his sleeping bag is getting soaked, right? So he takes his tarp out. Now I got like a lean-to configuration, so it's like this. Think of an A-frame, but you lift one side up. So he puts his tarp on the outside of my tarp. He spent 20 minutes setting this fucking thing up. And while he's doing it, I'm half asleep, and I'm like, that's not going to work, dude. No, I know what I'm doing. I'm like, that's not going to work, brother. Guys, he's making a slide for the water. So he set the tarp up outside the tarp, but he set it, straight up and down, so that way it stopped the water from coming in because of the wind. But he set it up outside the tarp. What's that going to do? It's going to take all that water and funnel it right to him. Because the ground was starting to get wet now. What the fuck? Cherry coked his ass. I traveled with this kid for like a week, and it's, fucking everything up, And I feel bad for the homies out here with a drinking problem, or any kind of substance problem at all. I couldn't imagine that. Life out here is already fucking hard enough, But I don't like traveling with those cats, obviously. I'll travel with people if they're like, hey, if you're a tweaker, don't be using around me. You gotta go use, fuck off. We'll meet up later. Don't fucking use around me. And if they are using, I just grab my shit and get out of there without a word. I might say see you later. But, because I don't want your problems being my problems. There's no reason for that. I'm all set. So, this cat, in the morning, he was fun as shit to talk to. By noontime, he's repeating himself. If you're sober and you're talking to a drunk person, it's fucking mind-numbing because they just keep repeating themselves and then talking at you, not with you. Plus, anything you say, they can't retain anyway. By 3 p.m., he's getting us kicked out of places and fucking, there's one store in town where we landed in fucking Kentucky. One store, he got us kicked out of it. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Now we got no access to food and water. This is fucking, I love traveling with you, dude. You're fucking great. So, we hopped the train out of Kentucky, and then it stopped. He was sleeping. And I'm like, oh, here's my fucking time to shine, baby. Oh, jumped off. Train started rolling again. I got a text, where are you? I'm like, oh, I hopped off. Why? He just poop. Mute that number so I never see it again. Just fucking went on my merry hobo way. What up, mouse? Gonna train you. No, I had to charge up first, so I'm out of juice. If I'm doing all the setup, only furry friends allowed. Hell yeah. North Baltimore, Ohio. My favorite place. First train yard I ever landed in. Still to this day, the hardest train yard I've ever seen. Highest security train yard I've ever been to was the first one I ever fucking got to. First train I hopped, Buffalo, New York, North Baltimore, Ohio. Ooh-wee. Oh, got caught on the way out. Softball, hell yeah. You know, I've been hit by one of those. Those balls aren't all that soft. They should just call it large baseball. You know, because that's what it is. It ain't soft. There's nothing soft about a softball. Fucking Christ. Right in the temple, too. Granted, I was fighting at a party, so, you know. Fucking brawling at this spot. I had to be like fucking, what, 19, 18, before I got my nephew. Before I started raising my nephew and shit. But, at a party, got words with someone, boom, we're going at it, blah, 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 blah. I was a scrapper, you know, and I grew up in a poor neighborhood. We got nothing better to do in Boston than fight each other anyway. But his friend grabbed the softball off the coffee table and chucked it at me from 5 feet away. Oh, it hit me right here, too, you know, like, oh, dude, that fucked my day up. That fucked my day up. For sure. I gotta hop a train out of here, man. Fucking young cats beat me to it. It's too old. Yeah, I mean, if you're still bragging about fighting and you're over 25, what are you doing in your life? You know, you're doing something wrong. I'm trying to get this charger port's all fucked up on this phone. There we go. Hopefully don't overheat too quick. But I have one full power bank. I got some hot food from here too. The store that's letting me charge my thing up, my power bank up. Got plenty of water. So hopefully not tonight. By tonight or tomorrow morning. If I don't get anything by tomorrow morning, I'll probably just hang tight, get my motel on Wednesday, and then try to work on Thursday or Friday. Bruised like a banana, I can see that. With another motherfucker. Oh, I'm sure. I've only been to Montana in September and October. And it was just starting to get fucking, like, dangerously cold. My friend backtracked, so we were going across from Minneapolis. We were getting across from Minnie going all the way to the West Coast. And then the person I was traveling with got an offer for work, so they backtracked to Minnie. And when they turned around, they're like, dude, you got to move. Because everywhere we just went was snowing out like a motherfucker. Everywhere he went was a snowstorm. He's like, dude, you got to keep fucking moving. This shit's going to catch up to you. I was like, all right. So I got to avoid all the snow that year. But I ended up, this is my second winter traveling. But I ended up getting to Portland, and I went up and worked in the Tacoma, Yelm area, and then came back down to Oregon. But it was during the rainy season, so like it rains out every fucking day until May. You know, I got to enjoy 2 days, and then the rain season started when I was in Portland. Every once in a while, like when I was working up in Yelm, you could see Mount Rainier off in the distance, but only if it wasn't cloudy, so I didn't see it often. You know, I think in 1 day or 2 days I got to see that goddamn mountain. Oh, that's the way to do it, Andy, really. Someone knows what they're doing. Know what they're doing and all that shit. But you gotta be careful, because a lot of people say they know what they're doing. They've never been on a fucking train in their life. It's so weird. Like, people put more work lying and being a train hopper than going to hop a train. They learn all the jargon and the lingo and all this. Steal other people's stories and shit. It's fucking crazy. It happened to me a couple times when I first started. I didn't know how to vet people. All you do is start swapping stories. That's it. That's the first thing train riders do. You start swapping stories with each other. If anyone's been out here for more than fucking 6 months, they'll have a shit ton of stories for you. You know? So people say, yeah, I've been traveling on trains for 7 years. And they start telling you the same story about Chicago they told you before. You tell them a different story. Here's a story about Chicago again. All right. And here's a different story about a different area. Oh, yeah, let me tell you about this time in Chicago. I'm like, you've only been on one train. It was in Chicago, man. You know, but I didn't know that when I first started. So people used to misrepresent and lie, and I had no clue. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And that irks me. I punched a guy in the mouth for doing that in New Orleans. So you're putting... One, he was taking train riders with him to go hop trains. He knew nothing about trains. Like, the recipe for disaster, right? But on top of that, even just saying you hop trains and then telling other people that are just starting out, you're giving them bad information that can get them hurt or worse. You know, like you don't have no idea what you're talking about, but you're just talking. So I take that very seriously when people misrepresent about how long they've been out here. You know, they're bullshitting. Sometimes people bullshit you because they don't want to say that they're new. You know, I have no problem with that, whatever. You know, but if you're saying you've been hopping for fucking 6 years, 7 years, and then you're giving advice to other people that are trying to do it, or just started out, you know what I mean? Get someone fucking seriously injured out here or worse. What's up, Deborah? Welcome in, homie. Sorry, Mr. First Hello. Robin Lynn, welcome in. Revere Port neighborhood. It used to be. It's come up a lot. Like, I got a whole bunch of condos around Revere now, and it's like, this is where I grew up, for the uninitiated. You got a whole bunch of condos around Revere now, and it's like $2,000 for like a shitty little condo. But it looks nice, kind of. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But all of Boston, they gentrified the shit out of Boston. They went way too far with it. You know, you want to clean the city up, and it's getting kind of bad, and it has a whole history of crime and shit. You know, like you got fucking Charlestown. Call them the bread trucks. Generationally, father would teach son, son would teach their kids, so on and so on, how to rob money trucks. You know. It was to the point, like, you know, you go into the late 90s, early 2000s. Howdy, Hot Rod. Thank you, homie. Pacific Northwest gal with the 2,000 fucking roses. Thank you. But it got to the point where, like, if anyone said they're from Charlestown and they looked like, you know, they weren't, like, super well off, you're like, oh, you rob bread trucks? Like, oh, no, my uncle does, and my father does, and my cousin does. I didn't get into that shit. So I get the gentrification. You want to reduce the crime. You want to make it look nicer and all that. But they went so far with it. No one from Boston can afford to live there anymore. You know, Chicago did the same thing quite some years ago. Detroit did the same thing quite some years ago, and it never works out well. Andy with the Anywhere Troys and the Finger Hots. Thank you, homie. Hot Rod with the Latin bolts. Thank you. Mess your ankle up in your experience for sure. Yeah, that ankle fucking injury sucked. That was quite some years ago now. Quite some years ago now. What are we? We had 73,000 fucking taps. You guys are going nuts. Thank you. If we get to 70, we had 73.3. If we get to 75, I'll get a pint of whiskey tonight. Contact me. Look, that kid ain't mine, Marie. I told you, Marie Torres, that kid ain't mine. Yeah, get rid of them, Houdini. They're trying to say that the kid that's mine is mine. I can't have that on the internet. Well, hit me up on my car's extended warranty. Told you that kid, you got the same tattoos you got. It ain't mine. I gotta say, the amount of people in the traveling community that are like ditch their kids is fucking astronomically high, you know? And whatever, that's their business. That's not my business, you know? Unless they bring it to the internet and talk about it publicly, that's not my business. You know, I'm not even judging from that regard, you know, from that point of view. But it is a lot. You know, it's like, damn, you had a kid. And then you're like, you know, instead of doing this whole, like, raising a kid thing, let's go be homeless. You know? I don't know. The only thing I abandoned was my sanity. 75K. Oh, yeah, I got a pint of whiskey tonight. Rock her with the 9,000 Anywhere Troys. Thank you. Shelby, don't laugh. You only encourage my bad behavior. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Houdini. We did Eiffel Tower, that lady. Yeah, I was in Texas, me and Houdini, Eiffel Tower, this woman. But, honestly, I thought it was a man the whole time. That's the only reason I was fucking interested. You know, I was like, oh. You got one of those, huh? But yeah, one of us knocked her up. Ayo. Yeah, one of us knocked her up. Again, I got the same tattoos I have. But that's not concrete. What's up, Will? Will, thank you very much for the fucking donation yesterday after the live. I appreciate it. Better than a Cleveland Steamer. Hey, you know, whatever someone's into. I ain't here to yuck anybody's yum. You know what I mean? You only got one go with this thing called life. Whatever that weird thing you're into, fucking do it. Oh, there's gotta be a boundary though. You know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be boundaries. fucking live your best life. But if you and your significant other enjoy dressing your significant other up as a fucking literal child and walk around with a leash on them, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe we should do that in private. You know? Or don't. Is that my business? It's not my business, right? It feels wrong, but is it? Rock Herd, thank you for all the gifts, homie. Yo, what's up, Snail? You finished on me. Yeah, but then I immediately took it and shoved it in. Weren't you curious about the turkey baster, Houdini? Turkey baster played a heavy role in that. We're talking. I travel the country or something. Oh, did you honk, Will? I got a couple of honks over here. I'm killing time anyway, man. I got another hour and a half or so. Got my power bank charged up at the market over here. So you want to swing by and say hi, man? Feel free. I'm snipped and ain't mine. No. I saw that when we were fucking making whoopee on the poor unsuspecting woman. She wasn't expecting me to be so small. You know, nature has a sense of humor. There's a little angry acorn down there. But I could tell by you did that scar yourself to tell people you snipped. I wasn't born yesterday. What up, Smokey the Bear? Get him, Houdini. Dick Honk White SUV. Go through Vegas. I'd love to hit Vegas again. It's been a long time. A long time since I've been to Vegas, but wasn't in the cars this time around. I say, man, I've been doing this for so long, but there's still so much like places to revisit or see for the first time. You know, I feel like I could do this for the rest of my life and never see it all. They both got Troy tats. And, you know, it comes out with the fucking skull and crossbones and the bass clef and all that. You guys are worse than me. That's a compliment. I'm just killing time letting this fucking power bank charge up. It'll give me enough juice to try to hop out of here. Again, if I don't get anything by tonight, tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna wait till Thursday or Friday. You know, take that Wednesday motel break like I usually do. Do some editing tonight. Been playing with different styles of editing so I can come up with. I usually take a break for about a month and a half whenever I take time off the road, and I'll be back to it. But there's a bunch of stuff I want to work on the back end that's not recording new footage and stuff. You know, like I'm trying to figure out how to get prints set up to sell prints on my photos and stuff, or just give them away. I'm not even sure what I'm doing with them yet. Okay, here's how I look at it. I have gifts open, subscriptions open. Subscriptions on 2 different platforms, Patreon and the Red Play Button app. You know, I don't feel right having all that open where it's like, hey, you can produce this living documentary, you can fucking kick in for the channel, whatever you feel like. It feels wrong to have a bunch of different ways to try to get money out of you guys, you know? That's why the merch I sell fucking, you know, I make $1 to $3 per item. Most of it's $1. Anything that was kind of high priced, I just made the profit $1, you know, because again, I already have gifts and donations open in the least, right? Subscriptions on 3 different fucking platforms. So it feels wrong to charge for stuff beyond that, you know. And I know quite a few of you are like, oh, fuck it, get your bag, or it's a business. Like, I don't treat this as a business. I don't behave like it's a business, and I like it that way, you know. I don't want this to feel like a chore. I fucking love what I do, you know. I don't want to lose that feeling. How much money can I make off people that enjoy watching my stuff? You know, it just feels wrong the way that I'm doing this. You know, for other social media creators, man, do your fucking thing. You know, I'm not judging anybody. But for me, I don't know, it feels immoral. You know, have a bunch of different ways to fucking get money out of people. More than I already got. You know what I mean? Hot Rod with the bratata, thank you. Oh, hell yeah, Will. Hot Rod with the fucking money gun, thank you. Got a bunch of undercover cops here. A decent amount of undercover cops here. Hot Rod with the Galaxy. Yo, you're overpaying for your entertainment, Hot Rod. I appreciate that. But I will say, before people start gifting and donating anymore, before the with the fucking cats, thank you. The cats, stop. I'm trying to tell you, the cats again, and with the follow, thank you. The goddamn cats again. Thank you, Hot Rod. But before anyone gifts or donate, thank you again for the fucking fan cast. It's still going. How about the fucking media shower? Dude, you're definitely overpaying for your entertainment now. I'll tell you what, you just dropped so much, you want me to show up and kiss you on the lips wherever you're at, I'll kiss you right in the mouth. You will have mouth herpes after that, just so you know. Rod, thank you for the media shower, the galaxy, the money gun, the 9,000, fucking hitting the live goals and shit, and starting a new one. Thank you. Can I take you on a date when you're in Boston? You see the profile picture here. I don't know, you're way too beautiful. You're way too beautiful to be associated with hobos. How about we get a cup of coffee? I'll pay for the coffee. I'll try to work meetups up when I'm back in Boston. Just give me a week when I get back. You know, every time I go back to Boston, and finally I can just stop. You know, I don't need to walk around with 100 pounds of shit. I don't need to constantly be on social media, live streaming and shit. My brain immediately goes, all right, we're gonna rest. So for a whole week, I'll just be fucking sleeping. Elizabeth with a goddamn Sunday, a bear-licious Sunday. I feel bad for those bears now. But yeah, we're gonna get like a week when I get back to Boston. He was trying to meet up or anything like that. We're trying to work on it. Yeah, you know, brain shuts off for a bit. But I remember like last time I went back to Boston, I was, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this. And we did some shit when I was in town. We walked around Boston and shit, and then did live streams and whatever. Just not that often. Howdy, homie. Hot Rod, thank you for everything, man. It was a Neapolitan ice cream. Oh, was it Houdini? Thank you so much. Talk about that in a second. But I was talking to my mom. We're sitting there having coffee, and I'm like, I gotta do something. It's like day 4. I'm like, I haven't done shit since I've been back. I gotta do something. She's like, Troy, honey, you do this every time. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, every time you come back, you just rest. You know, you just rest for about a week. And I'm like, do I? Oh my God, I do. Like, yeah, you fucking need it. You know, be traveling for a year and a half and be like, I don't know why my brain and body wants to fucking take a break and slow down. I don't know. And no matter what, love me, you hate me, you can't deny him at this shit full time. We ain't no weekend warrior part-time here, baby. G&M crab cakes? I don't know where that is. Hot Rod with the good afternoon. Thank you. Lori with the go popular and the hot me. That's too much. She's doing all right, you know. I said I'd quit if she quit. If you haven't noticed, I'm off screen a lot. I ain't quitting, right? Just, you know, if she quits, I'll quit. Yeah, I have no problem with that, you know, in the slightest. But she ain't. You know, my father thinks she has. Good thing my father has no tech savvy or internet savvy. He ain't here. But every time he leaves, every time he goes to bed, you know, so she's smoking a lot less. Howdy. Hot Rod, thank you for the lightning bolts. Everything. Thank you, brother. You don't have to do all that. Thank you, man. Trying to get you gift to level up? Goddamn. Yeah, straight up. And he has to know, because she's smoking in the house. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe he's just like, I won't say nothing. But every time I call her, you know, if I talk to her and he's not around, you know, she's over there puffing. Don't tell your fucking father. I'll say, my father's a little snitch. He's a little snitch, you know? If he can get me fucked up with my mom, he's gonna do it every time, you know? He's a little fucking snitch. My mom, on the other hand, no. You know, we've always had that fucking unspoken bond with each other. I won't say shit you do, you don't say shit I do. All right. So we'll tell each other everything. You know, it's a beautiful relationship in that way. We'll tell each other fucking everything. You know, there's no secrets between us. I'll threaten to snitch on her. Yeah, I never will. Every time I call her, he's not around. Oh, yeah, your father's gone. Even when she broke her fucking hip last November, you know, if you guys have been here for a while, you saw it on live on my phone. My father never calls me this late at night. It's like 7 o'clock at night, my time, 9 o'clock their time. And usually they're fucking dead asleep by now. What's going on? So answer the call, she broke her hip. She's doing much better now. It's fucking, you know, 7 months ago. Quick math. But she would call me, you know, throughout the day. Hey, Troy. Hey, what's going on, Ma? I'm not walking with my walker right now. What the fuck? You know? But she has to tell somebody. She's excited that she's breaking the rules. I'm walking around without my walker. Your father's not here to yell at me. But I am you know, you always hear me say, like, I'm going to keep doing this until I can't anymore. I'm going to keep doing this until I get too old to do it, or I get injured and I can't do it anymore, whatever. But in reality, at some point, I'm going to go take care of my fucking parents. You know what I mean? They're getting fucking older. Ain't no one else going to be doing anything. My brother's going to show up and fucking do anything for anybody. So that's probably how this all ends. You know, I get a phone call, hey, need fucking help. And they show up. You know? We'll get back to it after or something. I don't know. Or do small trips or something. We'll figure it all out. We got to figure it out. Yeah, you know, it's fun. Couldn't find t-shirts on long sleeve. With long sleeves? What you mean? Do we not have long sleeves in the merch? Is that what you mean? Might be in Iowa more. Oh yeah, I mean, I'll know for sure. I think it's slowing down. You know, it's hard because my father always bitches about everything. That man's never had a good day in his life. Never. Not one. He's such a Debbie Downer. You know, he's never had a good fucking day. There's always an issue. You know? And it used to frustrate me when I was younger. Now I just feel bad for him. I'm like, every single day you've never found anything good about any day you've been alive. You know, oh my God, it's horrible. But, and my mom's stubborn and nothing's ever wrong. So between the two of them, I can't listen to either one. You know, but once, you know, there's issues going to stores or fucking shit like that, you know what I mean? I'll show up. No big deal. Fucking get older. My mom's 49. But she's been 49, I think, for 20 years. So she's somewhere in her late 60s, I think. And then my father's well into his 70s, like 72 at this point. Something like that. You know, so, you know, at some point they're going to get some fucking help. You know, I don't want them fucking going to old folks' home and shit like that. You know, they looked out for me when I was a kid. In worst case, I hear antifreeze goes great with coffee. You know, just fucking, there you go. Drink that up. Go ahead. Oh, the coffee's really sweet today. Yeah. What's that green color in it? Don't worry about it. Enjoy the coffee. There you go. You know, then they're fucking gone and go back to travel. What? Yeah, he was a grumpy young guy. I've never, unless there was a shit ton of green stuff involved, or a lawsuit. You know, we grew up poor. My parents would always find themselves in front of a car like 5 different times throughout my life. You know, they give us, you know, you get a little shopping spree at Toys R Us. You know, my old man would get like a whole pound of green stuff. That, he'd be happy about that. That was like, you know. Well, like last time I was in town, it worked out so perfect. 'Cause I got to town, they lost the federal funding. My biological father was a Vietnam vet, and he passed away. So my mom was getting like, you know, I don't want to put too much of the business out there, how much they're getting a little bit from the federal government, you know, every month from that. And then this administration decides, you know what? Veterans' widows don't deserve money, and they cut the funding. You know, so as soon as I got back, it happened like 2 days after I got back, and they lost, you know, it was like $400. Let me say, it was like $400 out of their fucking income, and I was able to help. You know, I was able to fucking throw in and help. And they go, hell yeah, perfect timing. They wouldn't have told me if I was on the phone. They would not have told me that, you know. But I was there when they got the call and everything, and they're freaking out. So I got the help. And I still continue to help in little ways I can, you know. But, hey, well, going back to my father, he's never had a good fucking day in his life. You know, there's a whole bunch of magic cabbage involved. You know, between my two parents, oh my God. If I talk to my mom about anything I'm trying to do, you're going to be the best at it. You're going to be the best there ever was, right? And then I talk to my dad, he's like, oh, you can't do that. You're not going to be good at that. You know, you should just quit. You know? One's super supportive, the other one's a negative Nancy. You know, if I ignore both of them, I'm doing fine. You know? Yin and yang. Lemons and lemonade? Yeah. I don't know the difference between lemons and lemonade. What's up, love and life? Got that allowance in the sandwich? Hell yeah. Or your mom in the nursing home? Hell yeah. That's one thing you fuck up too bad as a parent, man. Oh, Lord. You know, get you in the old people storage facility. Or we'll see Christmas maybe. One thing I've seen time and time again traveling the country is I'll either be talking to or picked up by a parent whose kids don't talk to them. And then, I never like, I don't say shit. You know, I just say, oh, that sucks, you know? But they'll start telling me how they treated their kids. When your kid's an adult, you can't tell them what to do all day, every day anymore. You know, I get it. Like, young adults, 18 to 25, like, they still need some guidance for sure. You know, but you can't micromanage your kids like you do when they're 5, when they're fucking 30, right? Eventually, they're going to get fucking sick of that. Like, oh, my life is way more peaceful and a lot more relaxed when this person isn't involved in my life. Those phone calls are going to get slower. They're going to be more fewer and far between. You know, just let them fuck up if they're going to fuck up. It's a common thread I've seen time and time again, just traveling the country and talking to people. My kids have nothing to do with me. But I hate their wife, and I hate the decisions they made. I hate the job they chose. It's like, well, you tell them that every time you fucking talk to them. They're going to stop calling you. Really, Ben? Fuck. Grandparents are tough, too, because you can't tell them to go fuck themselves, really. You know what I mean? Respect the elders or some shit, whatever the fuck they tell us. I got very lucky in that department because, like, you know, I'm white trash. I come from a long line of white trash. But, like, anyone else in my generation, like, they're all, like, you know, seasoned fucking jail inmates. You know? Like, all I had to do was just not get in trouble all the fucking time, and they didn't really have a care in the world of what I was doing. You know? I remember I was in, my father was in jail. So I had to be like 17. I left home at 14, you know? So my father was in jail. I think he was doing like a 2-year bit. And then, that's when he started snitching on me, by the way. But, you know, I had to go to, you know, 3 towns away. I was playing lacrosse. So I had to go get all my equipment for lacrosse, you know. So I saved up. It was like $350. I had to pay an extra $50 to $400 because my head's so big. They had a special order a helmet for me. Giant noggin. Hard to find hats, you know what I mean? But, I'm in the car with my mother. We're driving back. And she just asked me point blank, like, Troy, do you do any, like, you know, I got to watch what I say on here. Do you do any substances? I'm like, yeah, on occasion. I like my green stuff, you know, but I don't really fuck around with anything too much. On occasion, I'll do this, I'll do that, or whatever, but I mainly just do the green stuff. She's like, oh, well, you're doing better than your brothers. You know, that's fine. My father gets out of jail at 18, right? I stayed the night at my parents' place. He gets out of jail, we're chatting and talking and stuff. He's like, oh, your mom told me that you partake in the green stuff. Again, I gotta watch what I say on here. I talk weird because it's TikTok. But, yeah, your mom told me that you do the green stuff. I'm like, yeah, you know, not every day, but pretty frequently. Back then, I was very functional while I partook. I can't do that anymore. I'm useless when I partake. And he's like, oh, well, if you don't tell your mother, I'll spin one up for us. I was like, hell yeah, dude. And towards Newport Beach. I'm going north. I'm trying to get to Dunsmuir. But I might end up going east towards Nevada, Utah. We'll see what happens. But, yeah, man, fucking the entire time he's freaking out. He's nervous as shit, right? He's like, oh, you better not tell your mother. She's going to kill me. You better not. I've already been on my own for 4 years now. You know? But dude was locked up for 2 of them, so he still looks at me as like a teenager, like a young one, you know? But he's like, oh, your mother's going to kill me. Oh, don't tell her. But yeah, you know, I'm not going to, why the fuck would I snitch you out, man? I'm not going to snitch you out. I have no interest in that. It doesn't do me any good. Then you won't smoke me up anymore. You know, it doesn't do me any good, kid. Get him, Houdini, get him. So the next morning I wake up, right? I stayed at their place. They had an extra bedroom. I wake up. My mom comes, hey, what's going on? You awake? Yeah, what's up, ma? Sits in the bed. Hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, I hung out with Dad. We watched some movies. Hey, you do anything else? No, just watch movies. You didn't do anything else? You didn't do anything besides watch movies? Yeah, I didn't do anything but watch movies. Your father told me everything. You're grounded for 2 weeks. No, you can't ground. I didn't live there. You know, but it was cute. But goddamn motherfucker stitched me out at 6 in the morning, knowing I'm not waking up till fucking 8. You know, he stitched me out as soon as he could. He stitched me out so that way I couldn't snitch him out. You motherfucker. You know, he sat there for fucking an hour. You know, hey, don't you tell your mother, oh. You know, and somewhere in his head, he's like, you know what, I'm going to stitch him out first. Snitches, man. Oh my God, they fucked up. Really, Lynn? Interesting. I couldn't imagine. deal with being pregnant on the road, man. Fucking hats off to you. Not literally, because I'm losing my hair and I don't want to, you know what I mean? Figuratively. Hats off to you, kid. Don't tell anyone about the losing the hair part. I don't want anyone to know. He always tells me to shave it. You know, hey, just shave it. Like, I don't want to look like everyone else. I have no interest in looking like everyone else. You know? I like the Hulk Hogan, Bruce Willis era, where it's just like, nah, just fucking have it. Fuck it. You know? I'm not trying to hide it from anybody. You know, what the fuck, you can't hide it. So many people just shave it. It's Les Blackwell too. Just shave it. Just shave it. Just shave it. Just shave it. It's like I have no interest in looking like everybody else. You know, and plus I got a Jason Voorhees head. You know how many times I've been hit in the fucking head? Oh my god. I did, Will. I did. I found two. But I got to charge my store. I got a power bank charging at the store over here. So once I'm done with the live, another hour. Let that really charge up. So we potentially hop out of here tonight or tomorrow morning. If I don't get one by tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna wait till after Wednesday. You know. What up, Danny? What up, Chet? Welcome in. Sorry about that. I'll try to forgive you someday. I don't know what you're apologizing for, but someday I'll try to forgive you. Oh my God, Houdini. Fresh squeezed protein for everybody. Hanging out by no trespassing sign. Damn near California resident. Yeah, we had Hitch, my moderator from the UK, making fun of me earlier. You're gonna get your ID switched over to California now. 2027, yeah. I'll probably get, I said July to July this year, I'll be back in Boston, so I'll see you around 2030. Get him, Houdini, get him. Get that motherfucker. We need more fucking train hoppers and hitchhikers on here, man. You know? Like all the rubber tramps got to be weird and have drama with each other. It's like, you know, we don't have enough people to be dramatic here. You know, there's fucking 5 of us hitchhiking and hopping trains tops on here. You know, everyone else is fucking driving around the country arguing about who's the most homeless. We need more of a presence. So I got people to talk shit about. You know what the fuck? You can't keep tapping into the rubber tramp. People living in a vehicle community, they're all bored as shit. You know? None of them leave the vehicle. They just fucking hang out in the car all fucking day. Talk about who does the least boring content while being the most homeless. God damn. Someone got fired yesterday. What? What do you mean you had an internet squabble and you got fired because of it? God damn. I wonder how true that is. I do wonder how true that is. So like, yeah, I got fired from the creator I had an argument with or one of their followers. What do they say? Oh, I don't know, I didn't ask. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't ask why you're getting fired? Well, someone was calling nonstop saying you're doing horrible things. Well, what they say? Oh, I don't know, I didn't ask. Like, you know, I feel like most people would ask, what were they saying enough to get me fired from here? You know? You never know these weird people driving around the country. Crystal with the repost. Get him, Houdini, get him. How you doing? Doing all right, Lucy. How you doing? Just killing time to let my shit charge up and we'll hop out, choo-choo out of here. Is that a bot, Houdini? Or they want to sniff their back door? Either way, it's cool. Jonathan A. Goodman with the fellow, thank you. A bunch of dogs too. Look, I know a lot of travelers out here that have dogs, and like they're like a fucking legitimate pack. They watch out for each other. They need each other, right? They'll take care of their dogs 10 times better than they take care of themselves. We don't really see that representation too much on here. There are quite a few people that take care of their animals in a very healthy and fucking positive way. But most people on social media with dogs just fucking using them as props to make money. You know? I don't know. Trigger warning, animal abuse, right? We're going to talk about some animal abuse here and animal neglect. But these creators on here in the traveling community will use their neglect, like they'll neglect an animal to the point where it passes away or gets knocked up, you know, whatever it's irresponsible shit either way, and then use that as a way to make money, right? What am I talking about? Let's look at Rich the Hungry for a second here. Rich the Hungry, I mean, preventive heartworm medication. Every traveler I've met in real life gives their dogs preventive heartworm medication because we're outside. You know what I mean? Like heartworms are prevalent. But you got Rich the Hungry doesn't give his dog heartworm medication. You never really seen him interact with the dog on live at all. It was just a money problem, right? So because of his neglect, the dog passes away. Because of his neglect, that dog passes away. Right? And then he milks that for as much as it's worth. The performative wailing on a video, like, it was so disgusting. Like, okay, you caused your dog to pass. Rich caused his dog to pass away. And then he's sitting there and he's trying to muster up tears and make people feel bad for him on the internet. I'm sure he was sad his dog passed away, but it's his fucking fault, right? And then as soon as he pans the camera over to Sailor, then Sailor starts crying. Wah! Just wailing like a banshee. And it's like, you weren't crying before that camera fucking was pointed at you. It's all so performative and disgusting, you know? But you'll have people sitting there puffing away, going nuts, you know, buying fucking, you know, like dumpster pixie, buying seafood fucking boiled dinners left and right, you know, paying for gas to go hundreds and hundreds of miles. Admitted to me she doesn't give her dogs preventive heartworm medication at all. Like, how are you going to have money for tobacco, for green stuff, for beer, for gas, for fucking insurance, for phones, and you focus on getting that all the time, but you can't focus on making sure your dogs are going to be alive? What the fuck is that? You know? And the thing is that, like, Rich the Hungry is a prime example of that. They neglect the animal passes away because of their neglect, and then they use that to make money on the internet. It's fucking disgusting, to be honest with you. You know? Yeah, there's some vile people in the world, and I just tell myself I met another one whenever it comes up, you know? But, I don't understand how the followers don't see it. It blows my mind. You know, like, not everyone's the fucking sharpest tool in the shed, not everyone's the brightest crayon on the box, fine, but, like, when you catch someone fucking lying for the 18th time that week, you know, it doesn't clock to you. You know, hey, this person made all this shit up about this person, and now they're making shit about this person, but, you know, now I believe this one, though. Yeah, it's so fucking weird, dude. Like, there's definitely going to be case studies on scammers and enablers on fucking the internet at some point. You know, I'm really excited to read it. But it's also fucking, it's gross. It's fucking gross. You know, they'll be like me puffing away and fucking bitching about not having dog food. What do you mean? You had money for the tobacco there. You had money for the beer there. You had money for fucking DoorDash and shit. You know, money to make sure your dogs have heartworm medication and food. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that beginning. I don't really have the time to be watching over the Green Diva. You probably know way better than me. Like, I don't have the time to be on the TikTok streets like I used to be. It was fun to do awareness and fucking call out people for doing horrible shit. You know, it was. I really felt morally obligated to do so when I first started. I really enjoyed doing it. You know, hey, look at all this horrible shit this person's doing. Because the best part, all I would do is I'd show up and point out all the horrible shit someone's doing, another creator on here, and then they would just show everyone who they are. You know, they just do horrible and vile shit in retaliation. Usually what I call them out for, they'll do to me in return. They're like, hey, thanks for proving my point, chief. But I don't got the fucking time anymore, you know? Before I call someone out, man, I'm doing hours of research first. Like, I'm not going to slander someone's name or call someone out under false pretenses and then ruin their reputation. You know, I think there's a journalistic integrity and responsibility that comes with doing awareness. You know, you can see that with, like, Penny Ferry, Scam Me Awards, the people I fuck with. You know, there are some cats that just go and read Reddit to you. They'll go to the person's Reddit and just read it to you. They don't care if it's true or not. They just read the Reddit to you. You know, yeah, more power to them. It's fucking lazy, though. when you put out false information about people. That's not cool. But I don't have the fucking time to be sitting there for 40 hours fucking researching someone. Yeah, I just don't have the fucking time anymore. You take great care of Buckley. The car smells like, I think the person in that car is probably the smelliest part. Will, to be honest with you. You know? Trust me, I know firsthand. But I don't know. At some point, you gotta evolve as a creator, grow with your community. You know what I mean? If I was still making the same exact videos like I made fucking 4 years ago, I wouldn't have anyone here anymore. That's boring. You see the same shit. You know, that's kind of why I got away from the trains too. One of the many reasons I got away from the trains last year. It's like you only got 6 angles to shoot from on a train. You have 6 angles to shoot from. You see some beautiful scenery and shit. But all right, what's Anywhere been up to today? I checked this video yesterday. He was on a train showing scenery, and then tomorrow he's on a train showing scenery, and the next day he's on a train showing scenery. So it was nice to mix it up. Do something different, you know. You still put your tongue on that? Yeah, I had to shut it up. It kept hitting on me. You know, it wouldn't leave me alone. It would not leave me the fuck alone. You're like every hour on the hour. You know, yeah, this will shut her up. You know, and it did. I had a very peaceful and quiet night after that. Oh, what are you gonna do? Been there, done that, no shame. This will shut her up. Jeremy, what's up, homie? Thank you for the hot me. I take good care of my bucket. Dude, you ever stick your tongue in a 9-volt? Oh, it's so weird. I used to do it a lot as a kid because I'm like neurospicy, you know? Just take phones apart too. One of my favorite things is take things apart. No idea how to put it back together. You know, I just want to take them apart to see how they work. How the fuck does that telephone work? Take it apart. My parents fucking hated it. That's what they get for leaving me at home without a babysitter. You know what I mean? We're gone for 4 hours. I'm looking at that telephone. I'm going to take that apart. I'm going to take that apart right now. I'll put it back together before they get home. Oh, man, that's a cool radio you got there. Hopefully no one takes that apart when you go to the store. Fully charged 9-volt battery. The tongue twitching and all. But I got an hour charging left. My phone, I'm noticing, is not charging because it's overheating. So I'm going to hop off here in just a second. Get your, there you go, Dylan, you get it. Get your questions, comments, and insults in before I roll on out. I'm going to go grab my charger. Again, I got to let this phone charge. It's too hot. It's not charging at all. So I'm just wasting power now. After this puff, I'll roll on out of here. If the live suddenly ends, my phone died. Big one. It's getting fucking hot out here. Even sitting in the shade, I'm sweating. Hopefully I'm out of here by tonight or tomorrow. If not, I'll be Thursday or Friday in a big one. I looked up the motels in the area when I first got into town. They're all like $150. I was like, fuck, dude. But it was on the weekend. It was on Friday when I got here. So I checked it this morning in case I get stuck here for Wednesday. And it was like $55. I'm like, okay, that's way better. So, as long as I'm not here trying to get a motel on the weekend. Yeah, $60 right here, 70 there. That's not bad. Fuck, I might even get 2 nights if that's the case. I'm not going that way. It's back into Sacramento. Yeah, $70 with tax. That's not fucking bad. So, get stuck here. These motels are cheap. Sacramento, man, I don't know what the fuck y'all doing out here. Yeah, like, what the fuck, dude? Every motel got a $100 deposit. Every fucking motel got a $100 deposit, you know? Without fail. It's crazy. I didn't get my deposit last week. The week before, it got stolen from that fucking shitty motel with the roaches. Last week. Stay. It's less than a week ago. I can't remember what motel I stayed at. paid the deposit. There was a deposit everywhere you go. Oh, that's right, there was. It was super expensive with a $10 deposit. That's right. That's nice. I got 2 whole days just to fucking chill out. Most hotels a week before. It's all running together. It is. Travel, hotel. Travel, hotel. Explore, hotel. The last one was the last one had no bugs at all. No bugs at all. It was nice. I don't mind a roach or two. I don't mind a bug or two. Whatever. Shit, especially when you're in a warmer area where they're around year round. You know what I mean? It's like bound to happen. Like at a motel in the southeast, you're probably gonna see a roach or two. You know? They're fucking everywhere. Especially in California, you get anywhere there's a grape vineyard, or there's a vineyard, shit ton of roaches. But you know, that last one almost was as bad as the one in Memphis that I was presently in Graceland, Memphis, Tennessee. It was almost as that bad. That one I walked out of. I was like, fuck this, I'm out. But yeah, whatever, man. You know, I got a video of it. I wasn't gonna name the place. I was just gonna show the video. Like, oh, look at all these fucking nasty roaches. You know, it took me a while to fall asleep. Once I was asleep, I was fine. But they're fucking everywhere. Well, then they sold my security deposit at the end. I was like, you motherfucker. All right, we'll name you. Those places don't care anyway, though. So both those motels, same exact thing, where they take vouchers from the city and state for people that are hard up, you know, to have a place to live. So they have a built-in income, and they don't give a fuck. They don't care if no one else ever comes through, because they already have that built-in income no matter what. You know, probably like 80% of their rooms are already spoken for and paid for by the city and state. With vouchers and shit like that. I love me some Memphis. There's some beautiful parts of Memphis, dude. You gotta be careful. I wouldn't roll around with the fucking Rolls Royce in downtown and shit. But like that Bass Pro Shop Pyramid's cool as fuck to go up there and look out that high up. That's like the third largest pyramid in the world or some shit. Beale Street, you know, where B.B. King got his start. You got Jerry Lawler, the wrestler. He's got a fucking barbecue place there. You can tell it's a wrestler trying to start a barbecue place. The food was amazing. But it feels like you're in a cafeteria. You know, it's just too bright, the wrong kind of lights. You know, they're really like blue, white light. You know, it's like, I feel like I'm in a fucking kindergarten. But the food was really good. If you ever get the chance to try it. Yeah, I went bar crawling down Beale Street my last time there a few years back. It was a blast. You know, Elvis Presley got to start there, obviously at the Mansion Graceland, which I've never been to the mansion itself. But you can see like his statue on Beale Street there. It's a really cool town. But like like any major city, the bad areas are bad. You know. But it's okay. Tennessee made it illegal to be homeless. Louisiana just did too. So they solved homelessness. They're going to put you in jail. It's like a 2-year sentence if you get caught in Louisiana being homeless. Huh? What? Hey, are you poor? Yeah. Did you fall in the hard times or just can't function in today's society that we built? Yeah, it's really hard to function here. Oh, don't worry, we're going to put you in jail. Look, guys, slavery is alive and well in America in the fucking prison system. Alive and fucking well. You know? But if they label you an undesirable in our society, in our communities, in our fucking culture here in America, people don't stick up for them. Oh, well, hey, they shouldn't have committed the crime. The crime was being poor, dude. The crime was being poor. I'm trying to hop a train out of here tonight, hopefully. Do I have Kashop? I do. It's in the link tree in the bio and all that. One thing I ask if you're trying to donate and stuff like that, even gift, like, watch it for a while. Watch the stuff for a while. You know, make sure that you enjoy me as a person, but also keep in mind where the money's going. You know, I like tobacco, I like beer, I like fucking green stuff. You know? Like, yeah, it's necessities and all that, but also it's all the extracurricular stuff that fucking money goes to. So if you don't support any of that, you probably don't want to be fucking gifting and donating. You know, and don't worry, you can hang out. There's no preferential treatment based on fucking how much money you throw my way. Everyone gets treated pretty much the same. Love trains. Me too. I never seen a freight train up close until I started hopping on them. My second day traveling, I got on my first train. It just kind of worked out that way. I was walking some tracks and the train pulled up and stopped. I jumped on it. Never be that easy again, man. I tell you what. But now I'm a huge train nerd. I just fucking love trains. It's fucking the lamest hobby to have. But if I see like a heritage unit, so companies like UP, CN, a few others, Norfolk Southern, I'm pretty sure they'll absorb an old company. They'll take over like Illinois Central, which had a really cool paint scheme, black and white like Norfolk Southern. But they'll take over like Illinois Central or Southern Pacific, whatever, and they paint one of the engines to look exactly like those engines looked. And they'll stick it on a train. They're super rare. They're only like 1 to 5 of each one or whatever the fuck. So whenever I see one, I'm like, oh my god, is that the Gray Ghost? Oh my goodness gracious. So I went from having no idea what a fucking freight train looked like to being a huge train nerd, But we're all doing the same shit, right? Like the rail fans, the train workers, and the train hoppers. We all just like trains. There's one thing I got to give a lot of credit to Shoestring for, is he bridged that gap, And I do as well to a much smaller extent. But rail fans used to always call us in. Train workers used to always, go in the late 90s, early 2000s, even to the 2010s. Would always be calling us in and getting us busted and shit. Hell, train hoppers and fucking workers were fucking brawling with each other in the train yards going in the late 90s and shit, right? That's a whole story within itself. But, like having people like Stove the Hobo and Hobo and Shoestring kind of bridge the gap. All of a sudden, rail fans didn't look at us like just criminals that are trying to, to escape crime or move illegal substances. It's like we just fucking love trains and want to hop on one. Gone Crazy Trains, the user's name. He was always in my lives. I was always in his. He's just a rail fan in Chicago. And he shares a live to me one day. And I open it up. It's him on a train. He's like, I've been watching you. I know everything about trains. I know more than you do. I saw you on the train. I'm like, I can do that. And I hopped on a train. I'm on one right now. Be safe, brother. Be safe. He went on a local, he probably went like 30 miles and hopped off, But like, it was cool as shit to see someone that never had an interest in train hopping. Was just a rail fan. Even didn't like train hoppers for a while. See me doing it and be like, oh, I'm going to jump on one too. Cool as shit. Conductors, engineers have called me. Most of them don't give a fuck. Most of them just tell you, hey, get out of here, or where you headed, and give you information. I've had rail cops not fucking jam me up. Usually they catch me when I'm walking out of the yard anyway. And I don't insult people's intelligence. Hey, how about that train? Yeah, I helped out that train right there. I'm trying to get out of here. Is the exit over here? All right, go on, get it. Who's that? Spacey Casey. Ever getting away where you went without water for long? Yeah, I've mostly in my early years traveling, I've been in spots where like I run out of water and it's fucking super hot or whatever. But there's been 2 times, maybe 3, but 2 times I can remember where I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna survive this. That's one thing. If you're gonna go on a hike, if you're gonna go like hiking for a weekend, or you can do some bushcrafting stuff, I highly recommend carrying water on you, walking for 3 miles, and not drinking it. Have it on you in case you need it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have heat stroke. You don't want to get dehydrated too much. But you got to learn what your brain's going to do. When you don't have food, you don't have water for fucking, hours or days on end. Water without days, you're probably not going to last. But you got to see what your brain does, because they'll do some fucked up shit. You know what I mean? The amount of desperation. If you're not used to being without food and water, and then all of a sudden you are, you got to be able to keep that fucking panic under control. And if you can't, you're gonna make a poor decision, and hurt yourself more. It's the same thing as like getting lost. If you're lost in the woods, don't do that thing that everyone does. It's gonna fuck you up. Where like all of a sudden that tree's familiar. Okay, it's right there. Okay, that's where the river was. Well, you start taking these turns and panicking, and not having any rationale to it. So now you're more lost. You could have just turned around and went fucking 100 feet, and you find the trail you were trying to get to. So the first thing I do whenever I'm lost in the woods, on the rare occasion I'm lost in the woods, I sit down immediately. Where the fuck am I? Boom. I sit down 5 to 10 minutes and just think. Just have a good solid think without that panic, without all that. Or if I'm walking around and I don't have enough water, and I'm running really low and I'm rationing out, you got to keep that panic at bay. Anything involving emotion usually leads to a poor decision. you know. We can't go days without water if you're walking in the sun and it's over fucking 90 degrees before humidity. You know what I mean? If you are sitting still and you're not doing anything, yeah, you can go a couple days without water for sure. You get a long couple days. But if you're being active and walking around the sun, like with the sun hitting you on your skin, like, you're not gonna last 2 days. You'd be lucky if you last a day. Food-wise, you can last 3 weeks without food, but good luck after 2. You know, like after 2 weeks of not eating, you're not gonna have any energy to get up and get food. You know, no matter what the situation is. So, realistically, after 2 weeks, you're already fucked. If I can't GPS, I can't go. Hell yeah. Excuse me, moi. A lot of mine being hungry in the heat. At all. You know, the heat's like a huge appetite decreaser, whatever the fucking word I'm looking for is, suppressant. You know, that's why I look at my best is when it's hot out. In the wintertime, you know, I'm so physically active doing all this shit, my brain constantly wants food anyway, I gotta not listen to it. But in the wintertime, that's how you're burning a shit ton more calories because it's so cold out, and your body's trying to keep itself warm, and your body, you know, your lymphatic system and your brain is screaming at you to add more fat on you, so you're warmer. So my chubbiest is usually around February. My thinnest is usually around October. Oh, I'm shade dogging right now. Yeah, I'm shade right now. Still kind of sweating a little bit, so it's pretty spicy out today. But I got stores nearby and everything. I'm fine. You too. I'm not the only one, Tina. But yeah, being hungry in the heat, no problem. 2 days before really, my stomach's really yelling at me. My brain's really yelling at me. All that happy horse shit. But yeah, I gotta hop out of here and let this phone charge. What ear are you eating? I'm not sure what you mean. I haven't eaten in any ears in days. I say chubby year round. Yeah, it was always like, oh, you got fat. Like, look, some of us don't get fat. Some of us are born fat, stay fat our whole lives. No ears? Your autocorrect is fucking with you. No, yeah, you lost a lot of weight, dude. I'm impressed. Yeah, I was still in Sacktown. I'm right by the train yard now. I'm trying to charge up. I'm charging up my power bank at the store here. The rest of it, let me plug it in the back. And then I'm trying to hop a train tonight or tomorrow morning. If I don't get anything by tomorrow morning, I'll come back on Thursday or Friday. You know, what up, K-Bean? Why don't I head on out of here, folks? I gotta conserve what power I got. And let this phone charge. It's too hot to actually charge. It's just staying where it's at, so I'm just burning power right now. Yeah, I'm not sure when I'll be live again. Maybe a good day or two, we'll see. But if you guys want to support my work, my channel, my lifestyle, myself, whatever the fucking case may be. If you find this shit entertaining, you think it's worth something to you, links are in the bio for all the financial stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to go north. Later, Elizabeth. I'm trying to go north to Dunsmuir, but I might end up going east out of here. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. It'd be awfully awkward if I've been doing this for over 4 years, almost 5, and no one was watching. So I appreciate you guys. There is a random lottery aspect to social media, and I've definitely hit it. You know, with the amount of views and the community we have here, I couldn't be happier. So thank you guys for watching. Hell yeah, Linda, please do. Your voice is soothing. I'll read a book for half an hour tonight if I can. All right, let me get out of here, folks. As soon as I say I'm leaving, TikTok throws more people in the live. But let me get out of here, fucking save what power I got. See if I can go hop a train. Appreciate you guys.